Are you fed up with the lies you tell yourself? The ones that sound like reason but reek of fear? Are you done pretending that someday is a plan, that comfort is happiness, that distraction is harmless? Be homestyle much longer. Were you planning to run from your own potential? Good, because the running stops tonight. This is not a bedtime story. This is an alarm salute, internal, undeniable, and it's going off now. You see, there's a version of you stronger, sharper, bolder trapped beneath years of hesitation and noise, and it's not waiting anymore. It's clawing its way to the surface. But it won't rise through wishful thinking or weak intentions. It will rise through war, the war within. Your mind is your battlefield. Every thought is a soldier. Every belief is a weapon. Every excuse, an enemy. And here's the truth. You've already been programming yourself every day, every night, through your words, your actions, your inaction. You've either been building a king or burying one. Tonight, you take control, not with hope, but with hunger, not with noise, but with nerve, not with sleep, but with silent command. This is the turning point, the future you will remember. This is where the real work begins. This is where the old you dies, and the real one is born. Let's begin. What if you woke up every morning knowing that each day was a new chance to do better than usual? Take a step toward wealth. The truth is that success isn't just for a few people. Chance and skill alone aren't enough. It's about the picks you make every day and the habits you form, the way you think and the things you do over and over again. We'll talk about the 5 steps to go today. From nothing to a fortune. If you are disciplined and determined, these 5 steps will get you from where you are now to where you want to be. You've reached your goal. First, you need to master your mind. Your mind is either your best friend or your worst enemy. This truth has shaped the lives of both men and women all through history. It's not just intelligence or never-ending hard work that sets the extraordinary compared to the norm. It's mostly the power of their mind. When Henry Ford planned to make his own engineering team immediately fought against his revolutionary Vate engine. They made it clear that it was not possible to design such an engine using the tools and materials available at the time, rather than backing up. Ford didn't back down or lower his goals. He stood firm. No matter how many ways they tried, he told his engineers to find a way. It took several tries. Ford wouldn't believe them, no matter how many times they said, "It can't be done." He wholeheartedly believed in the possibility of success and pushed everyone to keep going. In time, it paid off to keep going. The engineers were driven by Ford's insistence and motivated by his unwavering faith in them. After all, found a solution that works. The result was the famous Ford Vate engine, which was a real step forward and changed the auto industry. This story shows how important it is to train your mind and stay focused. Ford's power to keeping faith in his vision, even when people kept doubting it, shows how controlling one's thoughts can change things. The seemingly impossible into groundbreaking successes that change whole industries. Think about 2 people who have the same skills, opportunities, and backgrounds. One has great success, which changes. Every problem should be seen as a chance to learn. The other person stays stuck in mediocrity because they are limited and have doubts. What's the difference? It's how they think, their inner compass that guides all of their actions and decisions. A lot of people just float through life. They let outside events control how they feel and are always reacting to them. Their energy, and finally what they do. They stop making their own lives and just watch others do it. Their fates. People who rise above average, on the other hand, take control of their mental environment on purpose. They consciously change the way they think, believe, and feel to help them reach their plans and goals. Like a garden, your mind is full of ideas. Take a moment to picture that your thoughts are seeds. If you plant negativity, fear, and doubt, can make your mental garden overgrown with weeds and other harmful and pointless stuff that makes it hard to think. Look for chances and potential. But if you teach yourself to be confident, disciplined, and believe in yourself, you grow a forest that is full of chances, strength, and resilience. The choice of it's up to you how many seeds you plant every day. How do you choose, though? These seeds? First, understand that your mind is flexible and is always changing based on your main thoughts. You are basically the one who takes care of your own mental garden. Even small habits of thought every day add up over time. It's time to make big changes. Either your thoughts build you up or break you down. Mental strength. First, let's look at how negative thoughts can hurt you. Fear and doubt are quiet. Those who kill ambition. When you keep telling yourself, I can't, I'm not good enough, or it's impossible, you put up barriers around yourself that you can't see. These barriers get stronger over time, which makes it hard to do even simple things. Seem impossible to overcome. People like this rarely reach their full potential because they've convinced themselves they fail before they even start. This is different from having a mindset that is focused on growth and possibility. When you think about regularly asks themselves, how can I do this? Or, is there a way to solve this problem? You immediately open doors that some people don't even notice. People who think this way don't see setbacks as failures, but as lessons and useful feedback that helps you reach your goals. When things go wrong, these people don't run away. Instead, they move forward with confidence, knowing they are strong and resourceful. Every fortune that has ever been made began in the quiet corners in someone's head. Every great success started with a strong mental image, a strong belief, and a strong will. Dedication to that goal. There is no chance or accident behind these events. They are planned results of disciplined ways of thinking and having faith in one's own abilities that never waver. What set them apart wasn't their immediate resources or not just their intelligence, but also their amazing ability to keep their thoughts in check and form strong mental habits. They trained themselves to see opportunities where others saw problems that couldn't be solved. They trained their minds to hold on to their beliefs, even when other people didn't agree with them or laughed at their ideas. Some very smart people knew that the biggest battles are fought and won in their minds before they show up in the real world, in the outside world. Before you can go from average to wealthy, you need to get your mind in order. Start by getting rid of self-doubt and negative self-talk on purpose. Every time you catch you saying, I can't, change it right away to, how can I? Change your focus from what you can't do to what you can do. The question, how can I? Sparks your imagination and gets your subconscious mind to look for solutions instead of dwelling on having limits. Remember that once you have a new idea, your mind will never go back to what its original size was. Every good thought pushes your mental limits, which increases your chances of success. Over time, you build a strong foundation of belief, discipline, and confidence that helps you with everything you do after that. Daily practice is very important. Just like muscles need regular exercise, you need to regularly care for and train your mind. Give it books, ideas, and interactions that make you feel good. Surround yourself with people who have the good qualities you want to have. To get better, keep negative thoughts and criticism away from your mind at all costs, for these are the weeds that kill ambition quickly. Another powerful tool is the power of visualization, controlling your thoughts. Often, picture your goals very clearly and vividly, feeling the success you want on an emotional level. The mind under the surface, mainly based on emotions, can't tell the difference between vividly imagined events and real ones. Because of this, consistent visualization trains your mind to believe that success is inevitable, which forces you to act in a way that supports this belief. The truth. Affirmations also make this mental conditioning stronger. Say things to yourself often like, I am capable. I'm strong, I find solutions, and success comes to me easily. It may feel good at first to say things like, It may not seem natural or even sincere, but repeating these beliefs deeply embeds them. These ideas will slowly change you, and your actions will become more in line with them. It makes sense with these beliefs. Mastering your mindset also means seeing problems as opportunities to grow, chances to shine. Having a positive attitude doesn't mean ignoring problems. What it does is looking for them, because he knows that pressure is what makes growth happen. Take the view that every problem has a solution. It contains the seed of benefit equal to or greater than that. This belief changes your attention from problems to possibilities, making mistakes into stepping stones. Lastly, learn to be thankful. Being thankful is like sunlight and rain in your mental garden, giving every good thought food to grow. Sometimes recognizing your thanking God for all of your blessings, big and small, creates an attitude of abundance that makes you more likely to attract more of what you want. Thank you. In the end, your mindset is what sets you on the path from average to extraordinary. It's the one most important factor that determines whether you succeed or fail. The good news, you are in charge of this completely. A strong force. Every thought is a choice, and every belief is a chance, and every way of thinking a way to the wealth you want. Choose today to become aware of and control your thoughts. Pick happiness, growth, and discipline. Plant these seeds carefully and regularly, and give them care every day. You'll soon find yourself surrounded by a lush forest full of chances, money, and happiness. Just one example of how powerful your powerful mind. Step 2, make goals that scare you. Those who stay set small goals for yourself. They want to be comfortable, so they settle down and pick stability over growth. They stay away from. There is pain, risk, and uncertainty. But those who make a lot of money and carve, making their mark on history, they set goals that push them and make them feel like they have to get better than they were yesterday. You should be both excited and scared by your goal. If you don't reach your goals, don't make you nervous. Your goals are too low. If your goal doesn't make your heart beat fast and your hands sweat, you don't play big enough. The greatest things in history were done by people who were brave enough to dream bigger than they thought they could. Sense of limits. It's not the size of the dream that makes the difference between the ordinary and the extraordinary. A promise to do it. We all want to be successful. Few really do it. And it takes more than hope for the best or working when you feel like it to be committed. Having commitment means putting set due dates for your dreams. It means breaking up that big goal into little ones. Daily actions that can't be avoided. A dream without a plan is just a wish, and a goal without action is just a make-believe world. Let's say you need to make $1 million. That's a very large and scary number. When you look, it doesn't seem possible. You could look at it as a whole, but what if you split it up? How much do you need to make today, this month, this week, this year? When you break down a big goal into small tasks that you can do every day, it becomes much easier to reach. It doesn't look like the mountain is there high when you don't think about the peak, but about the next step. You see, big goals are scary until you reach them into little daily habits. Small steps, day by day, lead to big gains. Day. The top of the mountain is not somewhere you just wake up one day. They climbed, slogged, and fell, but got back up. They kept going. Success isn't just one moment of victory. There have been a lot of things that happen over time, but this is where most people fail. They depend on drive. Motivation is short-lived. It was there in the morning and gone by the afternoon. It's easy to get excited about a goal at first, but to really reach it, showing up and being disciplined enough to keep your word long after the excitement has worn off. Do it anyway, even if you don't want to. That's the difference between people who succeed and people who only dream. Think about this that way. If you had to choose between two ladders, one with small, easy-to-climb steps and one with big, wide steps, which would you choose? Which one of the rungs with space between them would you pick? The little steps may seem slow, but they are steady, dependable, and they get you to the top. The big jumps are impressive, but they can't be kept up for long. That's Why it's important to do small things every day. They may not seem important at first, but when added up over time, they make unstoppable momentum. Just look at any great artist, business person, or athlete. What's the link between them? Things. They don't depend on willpower. They don't let luck decide what happens. They set up structures, habits, and routines that make sure progress. A writer doesn't just hang out and wait for ideas to come to them. They every day write. Bodybuilders work out whenever they feel like it. No matter how they feel, they train. A millionaire doesn't wait for the right time to make money. They make opportunities by acting consistently. So make a plan that makes you both happy and scared at the same time. After that, make a way to attack it every day, since the place's wondrous origin of .art. Taking focused, relentless action is the only thing that can stop you from living the life you want. No. Someone is going to save you. You have to do the work yourself. You are responsible for your own success. But let's think about it even more. Let's talk about how big goals can make you scared, because this is the truth. Fear is going to happen. Your goals aren't big enough if they don't scare you. Fear is not the enemy, though. When you're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, you feel fear. It means going somewhere you've never been before, and that's the place where growth takes place. Fear is like a stop sign for most people. People who do well see it as a sign. They use it as fuel. They know that being scared and being excited are both parts of the same thing. Fear-based adrenaline is the same energy that can make you do something. So don't run away from fear. Instead, lean into it and let it lead you. It will test you. And then there's turning down. One more reason why people give up. Most of the time, they're scared to fail. When they fail, they see the end. When it comes to successful people, failure is seen as thoughts. There is a lesson in every mistake. Every mistake helps you get better. Every setback is a chance to get better. The plan. Giving up is the only real failure. Take a look at Thomas Edison. He failed 1,000,000 times before they were able to make the light bulb. What did you learn? You have to fail before you can succeed. Failure quickly and learn from it is the key. Move quickly and keep going. If you don't want to fail, you won't succeed, because success is just something better than failure. So, now here's the challenge. Choose one big goal that both thrills and scares you. Thank you. Now break it down. What do you need to do today, this month, this week, or this year? And once you have a plan, stick to it for as long as it takes, not just one day or 1 week, because getting ahead isn't just luck. It's not about skill. It's about being consistent, tough, and refusing to give up. The world doesn't. People who play it safe should be rewarded. It rewards people who are willing to go beyond their comfort zones. They are the ones who are willing to work hard even when no one is looking. You do not need to be the smartest person in the room. You don't have to be the smartest or most skilled, but you do have to be the most dedicated. Face your fears, set a goal, and build the thought system. Do something and see how your life changes. Step 3. Be very strict with yourself all the time. This is the fibrous duais, the harsh truth. A lot of people know what they need to do to reach their goals, but they don't do it. They let their feelings control what they do. I don't want to work out today. I don't want to work on my business. I don't want to get up early. People who whisper comfort are the ones who kill progress in silence, being average. But success doesn't depend on how you feel. Doing well doesn't matter if you're tired, bored, or uninspired. Success comes to those who are disciplined, persistent, and unwavering. Promise to do what needs to be done no matter how you feel. The best athletes, the richest business people, and leaders who get things done don't depend on motivation. Inspiration is a fleeting feeling, a force that you can't count on, that changes like the wind. One morning you feel ready and full of energy to take over the world. you feel tired, uninspired, and unmotivated the next day. If you depend on, without motivation, your success will be all over the place, and that's not what greatness is all about. The key, discipline is the key to achieving great things, making sure you show up and do your work every day, no matter what is going on around them or how hard they try not to. Following rules is not something you have from birth. It's something you work on. Every time you use it, it gets stronger. The first, it's hard to act when you don't want to. But every time you push your feelings aside and when you keep your promises, you build the habit of being disciplined. At some point, discipline turns into a way of life, an unshakable base that can be used to build success on. Repetition is an important part of being disciplined. Every action of self-discipline helps you keep your mind and body under your control. When you ignore your feelings over and over again, and by doing something, you are rewiring your brain and teaching it how to work at a higher level. After some time, discipline turns into a habit. Your habits make up your character, and your character decides what will happen to you. Basically, the course of your life is determined by the things you do over time. But now for the real question. Are you in charge of your habit, or do your habits run your life? Anger is how most people live their lives. Mode, which lets their habits decide what will happen in the future. They get up, look at their phones, put things off, and they always have an excuse for everything. But they don't realize that their daily habits are keeping them from being great. If you don't change your habits, they will change you. To master something, you must first be aware of yourself or understand that your life is being shaped by patterns. You have the power to change once you are aware. To raise the bar to exceptional, you need to learn discipline. It can't be changed. One thing that sets success apart from failure is not skill, not being smart, is it? That's what it means. There are many smart people in the world who never get ahead. They don't do anything important because they lack discipline. Intelligence that doesn't lead to action is useless. Potential, but not carried out, is a waste. People who become great are only different from people who don't, from their ability to, no matter how they feel, they always do what needs to be done. Having discipline means every day, even if you don't want to. Setting standards for yourself and being responsible for them is what it means. That. To do the hard things when no one is looking, when the reward isn't right away, and when the process takes a long time, feels dull or worn out. There will be days when you don't want to move forward, and your mind will let you know. To chill out, take it easy, and put things off until tomorrow. But tomorrow is a trick. The week after tomorrow comes around. The week after next is next year. And before you know it, you're looking back on a life full of regrets and wondering what went wrong, what might have been. Cutting this cycle off can only be done by being disciplined and dedicated to You need to have clear goals and a strong conviction that you will stick to them no matter what. Tell me, how do you get more discipline? Start out small. Having discipline doesn't mean making big changes right away. It's about making small, steady decisions every day that lead to big results in the long run. Get up when you say you will. Do what you say you will do. Make yourself do one. Do more reps at the gym. Don't give up on your goals. Work on them anyway. These disciplined little actions add up to a strong momentum that will move you forward. Take away the choice to give up. Not letting themselves fail is something that the world's most successful people do. These people don't talk to their feelings. They don't let their thoughts make them want to take the easy way out. They give their all, knowing that their success is a direct result of how hard they work. Take away any distractions. Your environment is very important for how well you can stay disciplined. You will find it hard to focus when you are constantly surrounded by social media, bad influences, and bad habits. Stay focused. Set up an environment that helps you reach your goals. Get rid of temptations. Put yourself around people who make you feel good. Make winning your only choice. Accept discomfort. There will be problems, setbacks, and times when you doubt yourself along the way to success. The person who is disciplined knows that growth comes from being in pain. You get stronger, more resilient, and more able to. When you're disciplined, you know that the hard times are what make you who you are. Do something about it on your life. There is no one coming to help you. You have to do the work yourself. You have to take, if you want to be successful, you are fully responsible for what you do, what you choose, and what happens. Don't keep putting it off. Do not blame the situation. Don't keep waiting for the right time. There is no such thing as the perfect moment. The only important moment, present. Getting ahead is easy in the end. It's not simple, but it's not hard either. Do the job. Stay the same, no matter how you feel. Show up every day. Success has nothing to do with luck, skill, or ability to think. It has to do with discipline. And you can choose to be disciplined. The choice to in charge of your life. The choice to keep going even though you want to give up. The choice to get higher, mediocrity, and make your life great. Are you ready to do what it takes? Are you ready to accept discipline, to stick with it, and to show up every day? If you said yes, then you will definitely succeed. Because in the end, discipline is what connects. Find out where you are and where you want to go. And the only thing left to decide is if you are ready to cross it. Move on. 4. Surround yourself with great things. People around you will always hold you to the same high standards yourself with. This isn't just a phrase to get you going. It is an essential truth about people. The world around us, we are shaped in ways we don't always see. Your thoughts are shaped by the people you spend the most time with, habits, and in the end, your fate. No matter if you know it or not, you are the average person you most often connect with. Their way of thinking, their habits, and their goals or lack of goals are bound to rub off on you. It's likely that you are broke if you are always with 5 other broke people. Will be the 6th. It's not that you can't break free. It's just that their way of thinking will seep in, deep into your mind. As time goes on, you will start to believe their reasons for failing and their complaints about life and their thought that only a few people could be successful. When everyone around you is okay with being average, it gets harder and harder to strive for excellence. Their laid-back way of life will make your goals seem like an oddity, an unnecessary fight. Your own drive will fade over time, and you'll start to passively accept the as it is now. In every part of life, the same rule applies, whether it's money, health, relationships, or growing as a person. If you hang out with people who don't have ambition, discipline, or a hunger for success, you will have to work hard to develop these traits if you want to be successful. The human race is social, and unconsciously, we act like the people around us. Spend time with people who put things off and make excuses, wouldn't take charge of their own lives. You will discover that you are acting in the same ways, but it works the other way too. If you choose to be around people who are focused, driven, and dedicated to, you will have to level up in order to grow as a person. Being around people who won't settle down makes you feel like you will be pushed to raise your standards by energy. Their work ethic will make you do more than you think you can. The way they behave will make you think about your own reasons for not doing something, and if they work, you'll have to face the areas where you are failing. The goal is not to compete, but to get more people to see your work. It stops being possible when you see it for yourself, to think in small ways again. There is more to success than just what you know. It's also about who you learn from. The information is lots of. Reading books and listening to motivational talks are great ways to learn, but they are not enough on their own. It has to be when the right conditions are present. Self-study never speeds up your growth like being around the right people does. Could. You find out things you wouldn't have thought of on your own. You see the way they work, how they think, and the flash, how high achievers make decisions in real life. You can use their habits to help you be successful. This is Why the people you hang out with are more important than you think. Your group of friends is either your best asset or your worst enemy. Biggest weakness. Either it moves you forward or it moves you backward. So ask yourself, do the people in your life push you to improve, or do they make you feel like you don't need to? Do they question? Do they help you grow, or do they keep you in your comfort zone? Do they praise your drive, or do they suggestively stop it? It's not simple to answer these questions, but they need to be asked. If you come across that, if circle doesn't match your goals, it's time to make a change. You don't have to cut people off rudely or badly, but it does mean you need to be careful about where you put your energy. You need to do it. To surround yourself with people who make you feel good, push you, and encourage you to be the best version of yourself. Finding mentors is one of the best things you can do to improve your environment. A mentor is someone who you have already done what you want to do. They know how to get you where you want to go because they've been there before. Help you in a way that saves you years of making mistakes. The right mentor will not only teach you useful things, they will also expect more from you. They will make you question your limiting beliefs and push you to act. Expect more from you than you expect from yourself. It's not a sign of weakness to look for a mentor. This is a smart move. In every field, the most successful people have mentors. They know that being close to greatness makes them do better. Own development. If you can't get in touch with mentors, look for books. Work in places where doing a great job is the norm, not the exception. You can go to seminars, join mastermind groups, make connections with people who have the values and success you want. The goal is to become part of a culture of progress. Having people around you who think big, work hard, and expect more from life will make you better. More you do these things, the easier they will become. Energy is another important thing to think about. Power is contagious. Just like bad feelings can spread like wildfire, so can drive, enthusiasm, and ambition. The people and things around you have a bigger effect on how you feel and think than you may realize. Have you ever thought about how spending time with highly motivated people makes you feel energized and inspired, right? On the other hand, have you ever left something? Coming out of a conversation feeling tired and unmotivated, there's no chance about this. The way people feel in your social circle controls how you feel inside. Because of this, it is very important to make sure you are taking in the right energy. This is the reason why winners hang out with other winners. They know that the way they think, the things they do, and the results show what the environment is like. They look for relationships that push them to be better, that make them better, that push them out of their comfort zone, and that raise their standards. They know that being great is not reached on its own. It is made with people who share your beliefs and refuse to settle down. At the end of the every day you are responsible for your own success. You can change your environment and pick the people who affect you, and to choose who can use your time and energy. The question is, are you going to make that choice? Will you control the people you hang out with and only hang out with people who move you forward? Will you stay in a place that stops you from growing, or will you leave? You can make your choice. But keep this in mind. You have to raise your standards if you want to raise your life. And the quickest way to do that, which is to make the people you're with better. Look for people who are driven. Take a lesson from the discipline to align. Get yourself some winners. Because if you do that, success is more likely to happen, but is bound to happen. Step 5. Do a lot of things. A lot of people fail because they get stuck in a cycle of planning but not acting. They read books and make complicated vision boards that show a clear picture of their ideal life. But when it comes to when it comes time to fight for their goals, they hesitate, tell themselves they will do it later, and then they don't. They need more time, more information, and more proof. There is no end to the waiting, and their dreams stay just that, dreams. People who are most successful do things in a certain way. They wait to be told what to do. They don't wait for just the right time. They don't think too much or get lost in their own thoughts. They move quickly instead, firmly and bravely. that they know doing something, even if it's not perfect, is always better than doing nothing. Because in the big picture of life, movement makes momentum, and momentum leads to mastery. The harsh truth is this: there will never be a good time. If you have to wait for things to go perfectly, for your fears to go away, for the stars to line up perfect, you'll have to wait a long time. Life is always uncertain. Everyone who has ever been successful has had to take a risk at some point. Even though feeling not ready, they jumped before they were sure they could land safely. They stumbled, failed, and changed their plans, but they never stopped moving forward. That's the important thing. Giving up is not a bad thing. Stillness is. You can't be stopped when you see failure as a way to get better, not as a problem to be solved. The world is kind to people who are brave enough to take risks, people who get out of their comfort zone even when they're scared. Because being brave doesn't mean not being afraid. It means acting when you're scared. What fear will do is understand, always be there, but letting it decide what you do will keep you stuck. What's stopping you now? Is it doubting yourself? The worry that they will look stupid? The worry that you will make the wrong choice? Know this: there's no such thing as the best choice. To be successful, you need a set of mistakes that teach you something and get you closer to mastery with each one. The most successful ones, there were people who did not wait until they were ready. They got going before they were ready. It was messy and not perfect. They did something, and that something helped them get better at what they did, sharpen their skills, and build their success brick by brick. Think about the greats. One thing ties them all together, whether they are in business, sports, or the arts. They got going. With nothing but a strong desire to succeed, they stepped into the unknown. They ran into problems, but they changed. They fell, but they got up again. They were turned down, but they wouldn't let that define who they were. Talent is not what separates those who succeed from those who stay stuck. Either smarts or luck. It's an action that is never-ending, disciplined, and consistent. People who dream don't get anything good in life. Incentives are given to people who act on their ideas, those who do their jobs carefully and consistently. The dreamers watch, wish, and wait from the sidelines. The people who do things are out there playing the game. They are making mistakes, but they are also moving forward. They are the ones who do it in the end, who get it. Therefore, choose right now one thing you can do today, right away. That will help you reach your goals. Today, not tomorrow or next week. You need to call that person, send that email, write that first page, go to the gym, or start that project right now. Stop. Do not think too much, doubt yourself, or wait. Each second you wait is a moment you lose, not what success is about. It's not just about ideas. It's also about how they are put into action. Ideas that aren't put into action are useless. The difference between people who do well, those who don't will be put to death. It's in the will to put in the hard work. Keep going even when things get tough, and push when it looks like the odds are against you. Keep going. It's now your turn, not when you're ready or when you feel ready. I figured out everything. Right now, being ready is not real, that's why. When you do something, you get ready. You don't have to wait for confidence. It's something you get by working. You get better at what you do the more you do it. You feel more confident as you get better at something. And with confidence, you'll always be successful. No matter what, take that first step. Small, no matter how rough. Move around. Do something before you're ready. And let the momentum move you forward. Because the winners aren't always the smartest or most talented people, or the most lucky. They were the ones who did something. You already have that power inside you. These 5, the steps below, will help you change. Change the way you think. Make goals that will push you. Build up self-discipline that never gives up. Surround yourself with great people and do huge, unstoppable things. Easy to be average. If you want to be wealthy, you have to work for it every day. Now the question is, what will you do today? Because luck doesn't write your future. You wrote it. Go do something to build the life you want. Don't be too easy on yourself if you want to be successful. People who constantly fault themselves don't get ahead. If you want to avoid hard things and just take it easy, your dreams will die. Being stuck is painful, but so is growing. You have to pick your own pain, the pain of regret or the pain of growth. No one is going to save you or do the work for you. You have to be tough on yourself now, or you'll have to deal with it. If you want to win, you have to earn it, and the first step to that is being responsible right now. You'll learn how to stop making excuses and make your mind tough against weakness, and how to get self-disciplined enough that you don't give up when things get tough. Stop being weak. Mind men and women whose names you know and whose fortunes you admire. Wake up with envy in your heart weren't born under lucky stars. They came into the world as souls that are just dreams and desires. Their victories are extraordinary. These accomplishments were not gifts that were given on silver plates. Instead, they were made in the fires of adversity. Each of these famous people had one thing in common: a deep and unbreakable mental strength that wouldn't give up and wouldn't give in at every turn. Think about my friend Thomas Edison, who is a legendary figure, brightened our world. Mr. Edison wasn't born into wealth or good luck. His early life was full of problems. After setbacks, his teachers called him addled and said he couldn't understand simple things. Edison famously tried thousands of times before he succeeded, so he knew what it was like to fail of tests before he came up with the incandescent light bulb. But Mr. Edison's mind was set on one thing. Clearly, the real defeat is not failing, but giving up. Giving up on every failed experiment wasn't a step. It wasn't a step back. It was a powerful lesson that brought him closer to his goal. Think about this deep truth for a moment. Every battle you fight and every obstacle you face in life must first be overcome. In your mind, the winners in history and industry knew this long before victory showed up in the real world. Must take shape inside you, firmly planted in the rich soil of your thoughts, your hesitations, your doubts, wanting comfort. These things make up the softness that's inside you. If you don't stop it, it will become your worst enemy and quietly destroy you. Your efforts to whisper comfort into your ears will only make things easier when they need to be harder. Clearly, every time you pick comfort over challenge, every time you willingly give up some of your amazing potential because you value ease over effort. You are great, latent and ready to be activated, but greatness, my dear reader, demands payment. It demands courage and persistence. And a mind strong enough to handle life's constant pressure, the problems you're facing today, whether they are money problems, personal setbacks, or emotional pain, or what seem like failures are just temporary obstacles put in your way to test and improve you. Don't let these trials stop you. Break your spirit. They are only things that are blocking your view of the real enemy. The real key to your success is hidden deep inside your softness. When you don't want to deal with pain and trouble, remember that a strong mind can help all. Every famous person you look up to had their own inner struggles. Being soft to get over their own fears and doubts in order to achieve greatness is not achieved neither by magic nor by chance. It was carefully built brick by brick. Brick from the disciplined control of your thoughts and the never-ending pursuit of purpose. It's not money, power, or luck that decides who wins and who loses. Fails, one's mental toughness and unwavering determination are more important. Believe that your destiny can and will come true. This will help you succeed in the future. Your legacy will depend on this inner strength alone. Awaken your inner power, spark your determination, and get rid of any weakness in your soul. Now is the time you've been waiting for. Heroes, now it's your turn to follow their lead. Pick today to rise and shake off. Don't be afraid to give up your desire for ease and face the trials head on. Before you don't avoid hard times, but instead run toward them, because you know that every taking on a challenge will make you smarter, stronger, and more determined. The path to greatness is always there for the brave. Your mental toughness is your best asset. Use it. If you take care of it, it will lead you to your destined greatness. Be clear about your purpose. Clear goals are the first step to success. This is a truth that has been shown over and over again by the greatest minds in history. is what makes every great accomplishment possible. Ask yourself honestly and, being bravely honest, where do you see yourself in 3 years? This is not just a silly question. It's an essential step toward achieving your deepest goal. Henry Ford did not become successful by accident, drift aimlessly through the currents of life, but his great achievements came from a clear, unwavering vision, purpose-driven, and maintained through consistent work. Mr. Edison and many other visionaries who changed the course of history understood they know the deep power of setting crystal clear goals, and they know that clear goals are what make success possible. If your goals stay the same, your vague ambitions will always lead to vague results. Undefined, you risk going around and around in circles forever. Always busy but rarely productive, the tragedy of many people lies in their never-ending motion without real progress. Clarity transforms people who feel like they're always moving but never getting anywhere meaningful. Putting dreams into actionable steps is what separates them from mere fantasies and attainable realities. This is the great secret, too. As history's most successful people have shown, the key to success is laser-like focus. It's important to be very clear about what you want and to fully commit to getting it. Stick to your clearly defined goal without giving in to distractions and stay focused. Dedicated to achieving your goals, as long as they are clearly stated, act like strong magnets, pulling you relentlessly toward their fulfillment. This clarity doesn't just happen. It requires conscious action. Write down your wants clearly and think about them again. Let your goals become a guiding star that shows you the way forward every day. Reaffirm your intentions. People who clearly define their purpose and go over it often are more likely to stay determined and keep going daily, create an unbreakable link between their hopes and dreams. Also, once you clearly define your goals and when you feel passionately about something, you set in motion forces that you aren't aware of right now. The universe works in your favor. Of those who keep their focus, invisible energies align, opportunities show up, and resources materialize to help you on your journey. Clarity of purpose is what makes intangible things real. When you have a clear picture of what you want, your dreams come true. Shifts to fit it. Clarity isn't just helpful, it's also powerful. It gives you the power to direct your energies. Without clarity, it's hard to make decisions and live a purposeful life. Is lived at the mercy of events, but with clarity, you consciously become the master architect of your own fate. Shaping your life in line with your vision today, don't let vagueness or ambiguity stop you from stating your life's purpose. Use the transformative power of clarity to make a clear, bold statement about what you... If you really want to reach your goals, you have to be resolute about them and let them guide your every move. Remember that clarity of purpose is not a luxury only a few can afford, but an important skill that anyone who wants to reach their full potential can learn. Success. Choose clarity now and let it push you forward and forward until you reach your highest goals. 3 goals. Develop unwavering resilience on the path to greatness. Isn't always easy. It's a road full of trials, setbacks, and a lot of challenges that make you test how strong your will is. Every famous success has had times when they failed. Though there will be storms of doubt and criticism, real greatness is not made in ease. It is born in hardship and made stronger by resilience. Resilience is not failing. It's the determined spirit that gets back up every time it falls, smarter, more focused, and stronger. More than ever, it's mental and emotional toughness that doesn't give up, even when the odds look bad, insurmountable. People with this trait know a sacred truth. Setbacks are not signs to give up. Signals to grow. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before he got it right. Light bulb, his repeated failures might have seemed crazy to most people, but to him, each one was a step forward. His unwavering strength not only made the world brighter, shining a light on the value of persistence, Mr. Edison's legacy shows that the way to innovation is paved with hard work. So don't see failure as a failure when you face it, as a dead end. Instead, see it as a stepping stone that leads to a valuable lesson. Life will test you. It will. These tests are meant to push you to your limits and make you go beyond them, but they're not meant to break you. there to help you get stronger. Every challenge you face makes you stronger. People with a soft heart, people who give up easily, blame other people, circumstances, or fate for their failure. Move forward, but you have to be different. Those of you who are destined for greatness have to build a strong foundation, must become your armor that can't be hurt by failure or criticism. Being resilient means sticking to your goals even when other people give up. It means believing in your vision even when other people can't see it. It means standing your ground when. It means that you have to find power in pain and meaning in the things that are falling apart around you. Under pressure, teach yourself to get back up after every fall, not just turn around. You are only going to get higher than you were before. Learn from each setback and let the bad things that happen to you will make you stronger. Let failure teach you and doubt drive you. Your next try. Resilience is not something you are born with. It is something you learn. Mind grows every time you pick bravery over fear or determination over despair, and taking action over making excuses are signs of strength. Strength comes from struggle, and this, in times of trouble, you find your true strength. As you build up your resilience, you will start for changes to happen not only in your life, but also in you are going to walk with more conviction, speak with more conviction, and think with more clarity. The energy will change, and other people will feel it. This unwavering resilience, your invisible shield that keeps you safe when life gets tough and keeps your dreams safe when doubt creeps in, carries you when your will is put to the test. And when you fully embrace this way of thinking, you'll find that no dream is out of reach. Reach so high, rise again and again, and each time you fail, rise even higher. With each setback, you'll get stronger and smarter. Let your resilience be the fire that embrace and live your journey, and watch as your biggest dreams come true in front of your eyes. Master self-belief is what makes people successful. It's the inner force that makes dreams come true, makes hard times stronger and problems into stepping stones for those who want to rise above average and make their. People don't just get their names written in history because they were talented or lucky. Belong to people who have a strong belief in themselves that can't be shaken, withstands the toughest test. Think of Abraham, a man born poor who beat many people, have been through terrible things in their personal lives and in business and politics. I would have given up hope, but Mr. Lincoln never stopped believing in his purpose and potential, helped him through his failures, and helped him become one of the most respected leaders in history. Reminds us that believing in ourselves is not a choice, it's a must. Your limit is set by your self-belief. When you doubt yourself, you build walls that you can't see, that get in the way of your progress with every ical thought of doubt and self-criticism that you can do better. But when you believe in yourself, you gain energy, courage, and when you're creative, you start to speak with conviction, act with conviction, and live with purpose. Don't let self-doubt stop you. Deciding your path is like having a thief who steals your dreams and weakens your spirit. Instead, have a strong faith about your own worth, your unique skills, and the limitless possibilities you have of a lot more than you think, but only if you believe it first. Talk to yourself. When you whisper kind and strong things to your soul, they become real. Change the words that limit you to ones that give you power. Tell yourself, I am powerful, I am strong, I am capable, and I am destined for greatness. Say these truths to yourself every day, and you should let them sink deep into your subconscious, because your subconscious hears and believes what you tell it. Feed it faith, and you'll see your actions mirror those of every great person in history, from inventors and leaders to, it took artists and athletes faith to start with. They believed when no one else did, trusted their vision even when others laughed or didn't believe in it. That inner certainty was their compass that led them through storms, that helped them through failure and lift them to success. Your goals are waiting on the other side of belief. Belief sets you free. When your confidence matches your drive, you become unstoppable, your energy changes, and your mind gets sharper. As your momentum grows, people around you start to react differently because of how you carry yourself. Belief isn't something you choose once, it's something you work on every day. Always remind yourself how valuable you are. Every morning, think about your progress. Evening, Listen to voices that make you feel good and avoid voices that make you feel bad. Fill your mind with stories of, learn from those who have been through fire and come out stronger. Let their strength spark. It's not pride or blind hope that you believe in yourself. It's the calm, quiet, knowing for sure that you are meant for more and that you have what it takes to rise is what keeps you from giving up. Even when the world tells you to give up, that voice inside you says, try again. Now is the time to put your foot down and stop being soft on yourself. Don't doubt yourself or think about failing. Trust your abilities. Draw on your strength, and most of all, believe deeply, fully, and fiercely, because belief is. The spark is the start of all great things, and with it you can do anything. 5. Be brave and act. Right away, action is what sets dreamers apart from doers. It's the thin line between imagination and, in reality, many people sit quietly, lost in big dreams of success and happiness. Greatness, but only a few rise to the occasion and bring those dreams to life. During dreams, it's not intelligence or money that sets them apart, but the will to act and how they move. But doubt is the enemy of action. It whispers doubts into the mind, encourages comfort, and fears risk. It slows things down. Moving because they are afraid of failing or being criticized hides this softness. There are good intentions and false caution. It says to wait for the right time or think about it, to get a little further. But fear is really what's hiding behind the words wise. The fear that kills potential before it's even tried. History remembers the bold not because they were brave, but because they were brave. Always right, but because they were brave enough to change, who had been successful for decades in the past, knew what it meant to be slow, so they acted even when the odds were against them. Unclear here, but they went forward anyway, even when the path wasn't clear. They didn't wait for certainty. They made it happen. Putting things off is a silent killer. It doesn't make noise, doesn't attack you directly. Instead, it takes up your time and energy slowly. And your spirit tells you that you'll start tomorrow, then another tomorrow, and all of a sudden the dream that used to be so bright has turned to ash. There is still a ghost. Know that luck favors the brave. Life rewards people who act with courage, but chances don't last forever. Wait until you feel ready. The bold seize them not because they are brave, but because they act even though they are scared. Being brave doesn't mean not being afraid. It means being able to control your fear through action. Hesitation. When you feel inspired, act right away. Don't think too much or ask for endless. That moment of passion is your key. It's your inner voice telling you to take action. Honor it with every brave step you take leads to clarity. If you fail, you learn. If you trip, you move forward. Like a stone rolling downhill, taking action gives you momentum. The more you move, the easier it is to keep moving. Making a choice leads to the next step, which shows the next step. Action itself brings about clarity, direction, and other things that come after it. Perfect plan, and you'll have to wait forever. Remember that doing nothing makes nothing happen. If you don't do anything, your dreams will stay just that, dreams. Only by taking action can you make your vision come true. When you act, you make it easier to reach your goal. You let life know that you are ready and ready to go. Isn't just a dream. You're actually doing it. So make up your mind and act with confidence. Take the risk because great things never happen without it. Let courage be your base and urgency be your fuel. They don't get the money, love, success, or happiness that they deserve, are earned by those who dare to act. Don't let fear, hesitancy, or softness keep you from getting them. You have the life you can live. Don't put off pursuing your dreams. Start now and keep going. There is no such thing as the perfect time. There is only one chance to start today. Act now and never look back. 6. Never stop pursuing your passion. Passion is what drives greatness. It's an invisible force that elevates the simple to the extraordinary. When we look at the people who changed history, we see visionaries, industrial titans, revolutionary artists, and more. All of them had one thing in common. They were incredibly passionate about what they did. They weren't motivated by what was easiest for them. or short-lived drive. They were obsessed with their craft, their vision, and their purpose. Ordinary work into extraordinary accomplishment. When your heart is fully engaged, what seemed. It goes from being hard to being exciting as obstacles get smaller and long hours feel too short. You don't have to work harder or longer or do a better job. You want to. You're not just working. You are. If you are passionate about what you're doing, you are living in line with your inner calling. If you aren't, you are soft. It shows up as putting things off, making excuses, and settling for less than you deserve. If you don't have passion, you move slowly, you don't feel inspired, your energy wanes quickly, and average success becomes your norm. You haven't been able to reach your goal because you're not talented enough, but because you don't want to. You have to find your passion and then give it your all. This is not an easy thing to do. You have to actively look for it, try new things, think about them, and put them to the test. But when you find something that really lights you up, hold on to it with all your might. Give it your time, energy, attention, and life. Don't settle for anything less than that will make you want to be passionate. Mediocrity is a choice, a quiet. Give up on a life that lacks spark and reject it. Bring excitement to everything you do. Passion, no matter how small or everyday, isn't just found in grand ventures. It can be grown in the things you do every day, like how you show up, what you say, what you make, and how you serve others. Because they are so focused on their goal, they don't bother to check the time or wait for the weekend or retirement. They don't care about time or limits. They work not just for money, but for this is the secret life. People who are passionate about what they do get more out of it and find meaning in their life. People who move with intensity and conviction can get ahead. When you work with deep enthusiasm, people will listen. Observe that chances come your way. Energy multiplies. Passion is contagious. It motivates, attracts, and everything it touches is made better. So don't wait another day and dull. You weren't made to live a dull life of routine or quiet sadness. You were made to burn bright and feel deeply. If you want to do something well, let your passion drive you and use it as fuel when you're tired. Find your way when you're lost or your strength when you're weak, no matter what your dream is, whether it's starting a business or whether you're making art, helping others, or becoming your best self. Let your passion drive you forward. Love your vision. Wake up every day with a goal and chase it with obsession. Don't give up, be on fire, and inject passion. As you go about your daily life, and see how quickly things start to change when you give them your attention, the world's attention. The universe responds to those who move with their hearts. Let your passion take you places. You could never be stopped by yourself, so start burning brightly now and live. 7. Don't stop learning and growing with all your heart. Softness is hard for you. Because it's quiet, invisible, and seductive, it doesn't speak up. Instead, it whispers and makes excuses that sound smart. You deserve comfort and peace. It tells you that you've done enough or that you already know this, but hidden beneath that softness is a start. The dangerous truth is that nothing moves, and nothing moving is the start of decline. Stopping to learn means stopping to grow, and stopping to grow means stopping to reach your full potential. You may be going through the motions of daily life, but deep down, you're still. Growth doesn't happen by itself. You have to work at it. The world moves quickly, and if you aren't learning, you will fall behind. Knowledge has always been the key to long-term success. The great achievers of all time know this. Leaders of their generation and mentors, artists, and entrepreneurs were always learning. They kept their minds active by reading, listening, asking questions, and being around people who had better ideas than their own. They didn't rest on their past victories or where they were now. They knew that to keep being great, they had to keep. Getting softer might come from the comfort of knowing a few things that have helped you get this far. But the things that got you here won't get you there. Comfort isn't a reward, is a trap. And the longer you stay in it, the harder it is to get out. Reject this comfort and challenge yourself. Don't say you've arrived. None of us have. There is always more to learn. There's always more to learn and more mountains to climb in the quest for mastery. That's a gift. That's what keeps life interesting, meaningful, and full of possibilities. Vow to keep going every day. Work on yourself. Learn something new, no matter how small, and read a page, listen to a lecture, Ask a question, and be curious about everything around you. Every moment has a lesson to teach you, but only for those who are willing to see it. Find mentors who will push you and make you feel uncomfortable in the best way. Put yourself around people who think differently than you do, who will push you to think more deeply, and who will hold you to a higher standard. Read books that make you question what you think and do things that make you feel small. Growth starts where your comfort zone ends. Your success is directly linked to how much you grow as a person. The more you learn, the more skills you have, and the more you practice, the more successful you have more chances to reach your goals if you have high emotional intelligence. But the world doesn't reward potential. Execution is rewarded, and execution is needed for evolution. Learning is not a task. It's a way of life, and let it become the default mode for all of your conversations. Everything that goes wrong should teach you something. Be hungry for knowledge. If you treat every day like a classroom and are always interested, life will teach you, and over time the small lessons add up to big breakthroughs. You become clearer, move faster, and solve bigger problems. Become the person you want to be, and live the life you want. If you want to rise, you have to keep learning. The fuel that drives success, people who stop learning reach a plateau. People who keep learning. If you want to learn more, wait and wake up every day with the mind of a student. Choose to grow over being comfortable. Be curious over being sure. Let your desire to learn make you unstoppable. Don't let being soft will keep you from reaching your full potential. Don't be happy with what you know. Watch how quickly your world changes as you learn something new every day. Quickly adapt to change. Life is unpredictable, and people who thrive are quick to change their plans. Success never goes in a straight line. It twists and turns and throws challenge after challenge. Those who bend the rules and pivot are the ones who win, not those who fight hard to make their plans happen and change all the time. Being able to adapt is not just a trait, it's a survival skill. In the modern world, think about the most successful people in history. They didn't fight change, embraced it because they knew the world doesn't stop moving, and neither could they. They used disruption as a to take a step when others were afraid. They moved when others stuck to old ideas. They came up with new plans. Instead of fighting the flow, they learned how to ride it. Softness, on the other hand, is rigid. It hides as comfort, familiarity, or even loyalty to what worked in the past, but in truth be told, it's fear. Fear of what might happen, fear of failing, and fear of letting go. Refuses to make the changes that life requires. It says, "This is how I've always done it." And it sticks to habits that no strong things that no longer serve a purpose don't break when put under pressure. Instead, they bend. In staying put no matter what, but also in knowing when to change course without giving up, just like the adaptable stay, rooted in their goals, but bend with the wind like a tree that does not break. Their view is that the world rewards people who can change with the times and make changes to their in business, relationships, and personal growth. You can make sales without getting scared. Change is good. Staying the same is bad. If you're not adapting, you're dying. Don't be afraid. Change is good. See it as your best teacher. Every change in circumstances is an opportunity to grow to be more than the person you were yesterday. Change forces you to stop being lazy and pay attention. To make better choices, you should train your instincts and stay aware of how life is always changing. Dreams will keep asking you to change. They will demand tweaks, detours, and starts over, and only those, if you are willing to pivot quickly, you will succeed. If you wait too long to change, the chance may pass you by. You'll fall behind if you don't learn how to change course without losing sight of your main goal. Let your vision guide you, but let your methods change over time. What matters is that you get there, not how you get there. There needs to be a balance between flexibility, strategy, consistency, and purpose. That's the formula. You can see opportunities where others see dead ends. This lets you turn setbacks into fuel. The more flexible you are, the stronger you are. You're no longer scared of the unexpected. It makes you stronger. Those people who are open to change not only live longer biologically, but also professionally. On an emotional and spiritual level, they stay relevant. energized and active. While others fade, they change, and others are stuck in the past. They make the future, so make a choice. Let go of your rigidity and give up the false safety of being able to plan ahead. You should go into the unknown with open eyes and a ready mind. Change is not your enemy. Is your friend, your spark, your way to become the embrace. Change today, train. You should not see it as a threat, but as a chance to grow and rise. Let it shape you, make you stronger, and propel you forward. The world belongs to the flexible, so make sure you're one of them. 9. Surround yourself with greatness. Success doesn't happen very often in isolation. Behind every great accomplishment is a network of people who can inspire, motivate, and hold you accountable. The great thinkers, leaders, and innovators in history never walked alone. They had people with them. They were around people who expected the best from them, pushed them to do their best, and kept them honest. They built great tribes, and you need to do the same. Being soft is hard for you because it often hides among the people you trust. It thrives on subtle pushes to settle down and slow down. Take it easy. Don't push too hard. And stay the same are all ways to say stay the same. You've done enough. These feelings are nice, but they stop progress. In the name of care, they encourage mediocrity. And the danger is that come from the people closest to you. Your softness might not come from inside you. When voices that are always there are all around you, it might be a reflection of the environment. Comfort should be used to excuse weakness and explain why your inner fire isn't burning anymore. Lower your standards to fit in with those around you, and over time, because they shape your mind, the people you hang out with have a bigger effect on you than you think. Your habits, your speed, and your goals. Pick the wrong ones, and they will smother your potential. Pick the right people, and they'll bring it to life. Own mastermind group with people who push you, inspire you, and hold you accountable. These are the people who will hold you to a higher standard and not let you stay soft. They will not let you be happy. They will tell you when you're making excuses and push you to grow when you need it. If you want to quit, stay away from people who make you feel weak. This doesn't mean cutting off everyone. It just means being. Be very careful about who you trust with your time and energy, because your future depends on it. Deserves to help you reach your goals. Some people are happy with where they are, and that's their choice. But you're not one of those people. Then pick friends, partners, and mentors who push you to do better. To the people who have been there and done that, who have the wisdom and discipline you want to surround yourself with. The right people should be builders, not spectators, doers, not dreamers, winners, not whiners. Associating with great people can help you reach your full potential. Don't forget that they make you smarter and help you grow faster. With the right circle, your learning increases many times over. You become more responsible and you move faster. Form alliances with people who share your goal, your drive, and your hunger when your energy is in sync with. When there are a lot of people moving in the same direction, something powerful happens. Your goals stop being private struggles and become shared goals that you reach together. You were never meant to do this by yourself. Empires are made up of alliances, and every big win is carried by hands that can't be seen. Every legacy is made up of people who know who they are and what they stand for. You can't be who you can be and why you started being soft in a culture of you are called out for your greatness, and in that confrontation you grow. So carefully plan your environment and take care of it as if your life depended on it, because it does. You can either feed your ambition or your comfort zone. Make your choice and don't leave it up to chance. Create a great environment. Be the kind of person people want to be around. And don't forget your circle is your standard. Raise it, and you'll raise your whole life. In the end, your success depends on you alone. Take accountability for your actions, decisions, and situations. Don't use excuses or blame. And victimhood. Realize that you can change your life right now. Don't wait for someone else to tell you how. Ideal conditions. Take full responsibility. Fully embrace your power. And don't look back. This brave first step is the start of your path to greatness. They make fun of you. They tell lies about you. When you need them the most, they betray you. Still, you don't flinch. You don't blow up. Your mind has been trained so that you don't fight back. A mind that has been trained doesn't follow every thought. It doesn't get lost in the chaos, looks around, it sits there. In a world that wants to make you angry, the calmest people are the most dangerous. This isn't being weak. You are in charge. Power. Do it right. When they get angry or upset, when the storm starts, will you be the one who freaks out or the one who becomes the eye of the storm? Get your mind in shape. Take over the world. And after just a short time, you'll understand how to train your mind to stay calm no matter what. 1, it helps you master your mind. The most dangerous place you'll ever be is not in the real world, but in the stillness, parts of your own mind. You can take charge of your life when you learn to control your thoughts. You have a power inside you that is stronger than any problem the world can throw at you. It's your power too. Don't freak out when everything around you is going crazy. People who were the most successful in history knew this, a deep truth. Thomas Edison had more than 10 zero-failed attempts before he made the first electric light bulb. Burned down, destroying years of work and notes that can't be replaced. What did he do? As he turned 67, he watched his life's burn down the work. His only words to his son were, "Go get your mother. This is the last thing she will ever see like it." Once more. The next morning, as he looked over the wreckage, he said, "There is great value in disaster. Every mistake we made is burned. Rise up. Thank God we can begin again." Today you have the power to stay calm in any situation that comes your way. Mind. When you keep your mind in balance, you see chances where other people only see problems. Thoughts turns into a place of peace and clarity instead of a prison of fear. Keep in mind that you are where you are because of your mind, thoughts. Your mood is not affected by the things going on around you. Your mood determines what's going on around you. This is the first rule you need to follow if you want to stay calm in any situation. It grows under control. Pay attention. Getting back to normal quickly is important when you're in a situation that makes you feel overwhelmed. I call this is the idea behind controlled attention, and it works because it shifts your attention from negative to positive thoughts. Stop what you're doing and follow this principle as soon as you feel tension rising. First, understand that your emotions are controlled by your thoughts, not by what's going on around you. Do a few deep breaths to break the pattern of bad thoughts, thinking that makes you feel bad about yourself. Second, you need to ask yourself, what is the one constructive action that I can do right now? This changes your attention from the swirling chaos to the circle of an effect. People loved how calm President Calvin Coolidge was in tough situations that most people would have been scared of, a lot of leaders. When people asked him how he kept so calm, he said, "If you see 10 problems coming down, the 9 will definitely go off the road before they get to you." He knew that most of the things we worry about never come true. Taking one strong action, no matter how small, is the last thing you need to do to follow this principle. During the panic of 1873, Andrew Carnegie could have lost all of his money, but he didn't waste time worrying about it. Instead, he only thought about the next thing he could do. This principle of immediate action gets rid of stress because it moves things along. You from being a passive victim to being an active participant in your situation. Remember that your mind can't work at the same time. Hold on to focused action and scary thoughts. If you do something, calm will come naturally. Third, it helps build your safe place for feelings. Your feelings are not controlled by what's going on around you. Every day, you build a stronger fortress. Day, one thought at a time. Just like a fortress isn't built in an emergency, but slowly and steadily when things are calm. Getting stronger emotionally is something you have to work on every day. You need to understand that emotional mastery isn't about hiding your feelings. It's about picking which ones to deal with and which ones to ignore. It will dismiss. Helen Keller, who became so emotionally strong, even though she was deaf and blind from a very young age, fortitude, that she graduated from college with honors and went on to become a famous author and speaker around the world. When asked, she talked about her amazing accomplishments in the face of huge challenges and said, "I long to accomplish great and noble things, tasks, but my main duty is to do small tasks as if they were big ones, very good and great." How she felt the fortress wasn't built in one day. It was built by many small decisions to focus on possibility instead of having limits. Setting up what I call a mental diet is something you can do today to start building your emotional fortress. The same way just like you should be careful about what you put in your body, you should also be careful about what thoughts you let into your mind. Tell your mind stories of triumph over hardship, thoughts that broaden your view of what's possible, and points of view that focus on solutions, issues instead of issues. When you stick to this mental diet, you build up an inner stability that stays steady even when things are going wrong in the outside world. The building of your emotional fortress starts with the foundation stones with a clear purpose. Throughout history, every great achiever has had a burning desire that helped keep things stable during rough times. What is the clear goal you have? What mission or goal is so important that it can help you keep your mind on track when things try to throw you off? Without these building blocks, you're at the first sign of trouble, an emotional fortress will fall apart. Your fortress's walls are made of habits, of thought under control. That's not a skill you're born with. You have to work on it every day. Start each morning by figuring out how you want to feel all day. Will you let random events determine how you think? State? Or are you going to choose the thoughts that are best for you? This planned approach to your thoughts, over time, life makes you emotionally strong, just like daily exercise makes you stronger physically. The glass of you need to keep your fortress and view of the world clean and clear. How do you see the things that happen to you? The great businessman who, during financial panics, Charles M. Schwab stayed calm by asking himself, what opportunity lies ahead? Hidden in this trouble, from this point of view, he could see opportunities where other people only saw problems. From your point of view, completely under your control, no matter what happens outside, what you let into your fortress is the gate, mind. You need to be very careful. The magazines, books, conversations, and groups you choose to read will you can make your emotional state stronger or weaker. When he wrote, "Nothing can now," Thomas Jefferson understood this idea. Believe something you read in the newspaper. He was very picky about what information he would let affect how he thought. You need to do the same thing, especially when your emotional balance is at risk. In the courtyard of your home fortress is the garden of thanks. When you're truly thankful, no other emotion can survive. Even in the worst times, there is still something to be thankful for. When Andrew Carnegie thought he might lose everything, he focused not on what he had to lose, but on what he still had, his knowledge, his relationships, and the chance to start over once more. Being grateful every day becomes an important part of staying emotionally stable. The watchtower on your castle gives being careful not to think negatively. From this point of view, you need to learn to spot negative thought patterns before they grow roots. As soon as you start to feel worried, scared, or angry, turn your attention to something else in the direction of positive alternatives. This isn't just wishful thinking. It's the strategic use of your most very useful resource. Pay attention. Don't forget that your emotional fortress wasn't built to keep you alone. Strength, its goal is not to keep you from seeing the outside world, but to give you a better view of life's challenges. Inner safety. The real test of your emotional control is not how well you handle problems, but how well you can handle them, calm and effective when they're around. Start building your castle today. One stone at a time and one thought at a time will become so strong in character that nothing outside of them can shake it. 4, it builds emotional support. The way to great success and emotional balance can't be done by yourself. Setting up a mastermind alliance, having a supportive group of people work together is great for personal growth and keeping up with friends, keeping your cool during tough times. Throughout history, many successful people have used this strategy, which includes harmonious partnerships that work together to reach specific goals, like making people mentally strong all the time. Henry Ford, who didn't have many academic credentials but built relationships with great thinkers who made his life better, helped him keep his focus and determination through many challenges. When people in the auto industry made fun of his Model T idea, this group of supportive minds helped him stay determined. In the same way, your resilience will strengthen a lot more when you carefully choose friends who bring balance, insight, and strength on your journey. Find at least 3 people who can help you with emotional support to start your emotional support mastermind. Show others how to develop the mental discipline you want to develop. Connect with them on purpose and ask for regular interaction with the goal of growing as a group. Be honest about both your struggles and your successes. Being real connections make emotional strength stronger because meaningful relationships create a space where personal change grows and thrives. No important historical achievement has come from being completely alone, and your quest is no different, for this is the same idea behind unshakable peace. The right alliance helps people reach their full potential by shared knowledge, helpful criticism, and support for each other. Individuals in your mastermind group should have a wide range of different points of view, but share core values that are in line with your goals. Look for people who are honest, without passing harsh judgment, giving helpful advice when needed, and enjoying the progress made. These connections make it safe. There are places where people can be vulnerable, which lets them really talk about problems that might not be dealt with otherwise. Holding regular meetings builds accountability and keeps things moving. Whether it's weekly talks, monthly reviews, or intensives every 3-month sessions, it's more important to be consistent than to meet often. Plan these get-togethers around specific topics like personal updates and working together to solve problems. This structured method turns casual friendships into growth-oriented relationships. Working together. The best masterminds work on the principle of reciprocity, which means that each participant both contributes and gets value in return. As you talk about your problems and successes, others can learn from the experiences. This exchange strengthens bonds by getting both sides involved in the group's progress. During especially rough times, your alliance is very important for stability. They offer an unbiased opinion when feelings get in the way. Cloud your judgment, remind you of your past successes when doubts come up, and keep your faith in your abilities strong when you're not sure of yourself. Over time, mastermind relationships that work naturally grow. At first, connections could start with professional growth and then grow into more comprehensive support systems that deal with different aspects of life. Instead of forcing intimacy right away, let this natural progression happen. The technology now worldwide, geniuses can work together without being limited by location. Virtual meetings bring together people with similar ideas from different continents, increasing the number of possible members beyond local networks. But no matter the format, the basic foundation stays the same. Trust, dedication, and a common goal. The path to emotional mastery is like any other worthwhile goal, requiring deliberate practice, a community of support, and consistent work. Your carefully built alliance turns into both a catalyst and a companion throughout this process, speeding up progress and giving needed support during an unavoidable setback. Start today by making a list of possible mastermind candidates. Then start conversations about making these connections were made on purpose. The partnerships that form may turn out to be some of your most valuable tools for growth, maintaining an unshakable emotional balance and being incredibly successful. Changes the way you talk to yourself and your reality. You have the most important talks with yourself, not with other people. The way you talk to yourself shapes your reality more strongly than any voice from the outside. What do you do when you're in a tough situation? Ask yourself, are the words you speak filled with fear and doubt, or are they filled with hope and courage? That's it, not just think positively. It is using your most powerful mental resource in a smart way. The way your life is going is not by what happens to you, but by how you think about what did happen. I've looked into the minds of more than 500 of the most successful people, and I can say for sure that mastering the conversation within was their biggest accomplishment. Thoughts that you regularly have make the paths that all of your future thoughts must follow. Franklin D. Roosevelt, whose change grew up sick and with asthma and became one of the strongest and most resilient leaders in American history. How? By changing his internal story on purpose. I am in charge of my own soul, he would say, even though his body seemed to be telling him otherwise. He was led by his mind, and his circumstances then came. The way you talk to yourself makes your own predictions come true. When you tell yourself that this is too much, Your mind obeyingly makes overwhelming feelings. But when you say, I've been through tough times before, and I will, if you can master this one too, your mind will start to think of solutions instead of problems. In mathematics, this principle works, for sure. The conscious mind makes suggestions over and over again, and the subconscious mind accepts them. It doesn't tell the difference between there are both good and bad thought impulses. It works all day and night to make what you want happen. Think about over and over. This is where both danger and chance are. Start today by checking your everyday phrases. When things don't go as planned, what do you tell yourself? Come up with replacement statements that recognize the truth while focusing on your ability to respond well instead of saying, I can't handle this. Do this. It's hard, but I'm taking things one step at a time. Say, I'm being challenged instead of everything is falling apart, to come up with a new plan. I've seen that failure isn't caused by a lack of skill, but by negative thoughts, bad habits that hold you back. The mind that constantly thinks about limits gets locked up by those limits. Thoughts. On the other hand, a mind that is focused on finding solutions will always find them. What you say becomes your reality because they direct your attention, and where you look affects how you feel. Take care of yourself, and you master having the ability to stay calm no matter what. Having this kind of emotional control is what makes a leader and power over yourself. Keep in mind that your subconscious interprets what you say as truth. You get more when you say, I'm tired, tired. Your body reacts the way you say, I am energized by this challenge. Pick out words with the same care that a pharmacist takes when filling prescriptions, because they work the same way. The best thing I've ever found, according to research, you can change the course of your life by changing the way you normally think and speak. This power is available right away and doesn't need any outside resources or permissions. It's the only real democracy. Every mind has the same chance to come up with its main ideas. Start doing this right now and pay attention to the change. Your circumstances might not change right away, but the way you feel about them will change in a big way. Over time, even the external conditions that won't change must change to match your internal dialogue that won't stop. Take control of your thoughts. If you master your words, you will master your life. It helps you get better at responding on purpose. Between stimulus and answer lies a space. That space gives you the power to decide how to react. Your freedom and growth are in the choices you make. Most people react automatically to tough situations, letting their lower brains take over their higher brains. Abilities. You can train yourself to respond carefully instead of without thinking. This difference between changes in reaction and response show who is in charge of their circumstances and who is not. Keep their cool no matter what's going on around them. Mr. Abraham Lincoln, who was known for sending scandalous letters when caused by incompetence or betrayal. After writing down all of his anger, he would hide the letter in a drawer, never going to be sent. If you ask him about this strange habit, he said that it helped him get rid of the IAS. He could use his emotional energy without doing things he would later regret. Mr. Lincoln knew deep down that the idea behind the deliberate response method. Recognize your first emotional response in private, but choose your public response with care. Quick reactions are built into our brains as a way to help us survive in the past. The amygdala sets off our fight or flight response before our prefrontal cortex does when we are in danger. Cortex can fully understand what's going on. This fact about biology explains why we often act in ways we wish we hadn't. The good news is that we can change these patterns by consciously doing them. There is no time between the stimulus and the response. Fixed, but it can be made bigger. Each time you think before you act, you strengthen the neural pathways that help you be thoughtful in response. Too many impulsive actions. This behavior sets off a positive cycle. Better answers come from more pauses, which better results, which shows how important it is to pause. The deliberate response method can be used today by starting a simple habit. When something triggers you, count to 10 in your head before you speak or do something. Ask yourself during those 10 seconds, Will my natural reaction help me reach my most important goals? If not, pick a phaser in a way that shows the kind of person you want to be instead of how you're feeling at the moment. The learning this skill has many benefits besides preventing regrettable outbursts. It has been found that people who are better at controlling their emotions have better relationships, less stress, and make better decisions, even longer lives. By giving your brain a break between a stimulus and a response, you're rewiring it for better performance, health, and happiness. This practice is especially useful in professional settings. Leaders who do something instead of reacted build trust and confidence. Instead of giving in to pressure, they make decisions based on their beliefs. They show emotional people naturally want to be as smart as you are. Of course, it's not always easy to follow this rule. During times of when you're feeling very emotional, it can be hard to remember to pause. Start by practicing with little at stake. Take note, minor annoyances that come up during the day, and use them as chances to practice pausing. The longer you wait, the more grow. The paradox of the deliberate response method is that it makes you react more slowly at first. You really speed, get closer to your most important goals. Each thoughtful answer moves us closer to becoming the someone you want to be. The gap between stimulus and response will get bigger with practice, giving you more the freedom to always pick peace over chaos. This growing area will become your safe haven, a spot where you take back control from your circumstances and use your unique ability to choose. Don't forget that between stimulus and answer lies a space. If you can master that space, you can master your 7. It helps you feel calmer. Your mind and body are not two separate things. They are both parts of the same system. How your physical body has a direct effect on your ability to stay calm. People who are looking often forget about this principle. Emotional mastery is one of the most direct ways to a mind that can't be shaken. As long as your body works, in its ideal state, your stress threshold rises dramatically, letting you stay calm under pressures that would be too much for some. Even though he had built one of the biggest fortunes in history and was facing intense public scrutiny, lived to be 97 years old, mostly because he put mental health first in his physical habits. Stay calm. When his health was in danger from stress at the height of his career, he changed the way he spent every day. He started taking naps in the afternoon, spending time outside every day, and doing light exercise, no matter what his very busy schedule. He felt better physically and mentally after doing these things. With this link, there is a real link between physical health and mental toughness. New neuroscience proves that our mental and emotional experiences are built on top of our physical states. A body in trouble, whether it's from being tired, inflamed, or not getting enough nutrients, causes stress hormones to be released that make. It's almost impossible to think calmly no matter how hard you try. Think about the businesswoman who is proud of herself, on mental toughness, but only gets 4 hours of sleep and coffee every day. Her idea of being resilient is a lie. She's only working at a small part of her full potential, and her stress responses are much stronger than they need to be. At the same time, her coworker who prioritizes 8 hours of sleep approaches the same problems with genuine calmness, which makes things clearer, making decisions with less stress and anxiety. You can build your own physical base for mental peace by committing to 3 daily habits that you can't do without. First, make sure you get 7 to 8 hours of good sleep. Deprivation makes you much more sensitive to stress. Second, do something physical for at least 30 minutes. Getting your heart rate up releases stress in your body and endorphins in your brain. Third, plan ahead about your diet, cutting down on stimulants and processed foods that make your body work in a crazy way. When you show these types of physical, you'll be amazed at how much more mental stress you can handle with grace and clarity once you know the basics. In these situations, aren't extras. They're necessary for people who have a lot on their plates but still want to stay at peace with themselves. The Stoics in the past understood this idea. Epictetus said that you can't separate the health of your body from the stillness of the mind. We might call this stress-proofing your nervous system these days. The beauty of this approach is that it's easy to use. It could take years to get good at more advanced forms of meditation. Tonight, anyone can get better sleep habits. Tomorrow morning, anyone can go for a fast walk. These simple kinds of frere, the mental state improves right away after interventions. People who use these foundations often say not just more peace of mind and better mental performance in all areas. Thoughts become more clear and feelings less strong, volatile, and it's easier to get creative insights. The noise level of needless inner distress goes down, letting small mental signals come through. Keep things in perspective as you build this physical base for mental mastery. About short-term setbacks. You can still make progress even if you have a bad night's sleep or miss a workout. It's not the goal, not perfection, but a long-term commitment to physical practices that help your mind work at its best. Don't forget, even though Rockefeller had responsibilities that could change the world, he knew that time spent on his health wasn't time wasted, not doing his work. That money was an investment in his ability to do that work with great clarity and endurance. By following his lead, you not only calm your mind today, but you also build resilience that will help you get through life's inevitable problems. 8, it changes your point of view. How events affect you emotionally depends on how you see them, say a lot more than just the events. Two people can be in the same situation and react in different ways. From their point of view, it looks very different. This idea gives you a lot of power. It lets you reframe things, any situation, in a way that helps you stay calm instead of making it worse. It's not about being against reality. It's about picking out which parts of reality you want to stress. Charles M. Schwab, who started out as a day worker at Trump United States Steel Corporation and became one of the richest people in the United States, during the financial crises that destroyed many businesses, Schwab stayed remarkably calm. When asked how he was able to stay calm, he said, "I have seen that those who achieve lasting success do so in a chaotic way, not by complaining about bad things that happen, but by looking for the good things about them." From his point of view, a possible disaster turned into an opportunity. This wise idea has been around for a long time. Intellectual fields, the most successful people in history have known that the mind can change. Interpretation gives you the power to make sense of any situation. Every problem has the potential to become an even bigger problem, greater good, as one great thinker pointed out. This principle shows that chance often comes in the form of a temporary loss. People who make it a habit to see past the problem to find this hidden chance stay successful. Their emotional balance, while others give up and feel hopeless. The richest and most successful people agree with this. Amazing ability to turn bad experiences into steps they can take to reach their goals. They know that failure is possible, isn't final until you agree that it is. From this point of view, setbacks are seen as useful feedback instead of terrible emotional events. A simple but powerful question can help you use the power of perspective. After 5 years, what will be the most important thing about how I deal with this? This distance in time immediately lowers the intensity of the moment and draws attention to what really needs your attention. Another question that changes your point of view is, what kind of chance might be hiding in this problem? Keep in mind that your eyes can only see what your mind is ready to see. Understand, if you train your mind to look for both opportunities and problems, you will find that your emotions stay stable even when things are going badly. This ability to change the way you think is especially important during personal or having problems at work. The most successful people have faith in their abilities all the time. Get what they want, even if it means losing temporarily. They know that struggling won't help without the right point of view. Instead of just repeating what didn't work, one must persist smartly. Learning and adapting comes closer. You can get better at changing your point of view by doing it every day. Start by keeping an eye on your think carefully, remembering that bad feelings come from how you see things, not the facts by themselves. When you're facing problems, consciously switch out negative thoughts for positive ones. This mental discipline is something that you do all the time, creating a natural tendency toward positive points of view. To truly master your emotions, remember that you can't control what happens in the outside world. You can only control how you react to it. The person who has People who have learned this skill have a level of freedom that people whose emotions are controlled by their circumstances don't have. As you learn to see things from a different point of view, problems that seemed impossible at first become chances to show how smart you are, strength, and a long-term view. As you practice regularly, you'll find that your ability to stay calm during chaos keeps getting worse. Things that used to make me stressed now make me curious and think of creative ways to solve problems. The ability to keep your cool during this change is one of the most important things you can do in life, no matter what the outside conditions are. How visualization can be used strategically. Your mind can't tell the difference between a vividly made-up experience and a real one. By following this principle, you have a great way to calm your mind. With strategic visualization, you can almost experience difficult situations ahead of time and plan how you want to handle them in response. This mental practice sets up neural pathways that your brain will use automatically when the real thing comes up, letting you automatically reach a calm state. Bobby Jones was a famous golfer who ruled the game in the 1920s, said that visualization helped him a lot when he was under a lot of stress. His mind would play a game before every shot. A video of the ball's perfect path and landing. He said, "I never hit a shot. In real life, not even without having a bat, I have a very clear picture of it in my mind." It's possible to use this method in any situation you want. Do not lose your cool. The science behind this is very interesting. Visualization activates the brain. A lot of the same parts of the brain that handle physical experience. When you vividly picture doing something, your brain sets off similar neural patterns in your brain as when you do it. Athletes have used this knowledge for many years. Studies have shown that practicing your mind can make your physical performance much better. There are many uses for it. Besides sports, think about speaking in public. One common way to train your nervous system is to do it regularly. When you have the chance to speak, think of confidence instead of anxiety. By picturing yourself delivering over and over a strong presentation, feeling grounded, hearing your steady voice, and seeing an interested audience, you make a mental map that your brain will use when the real time comes. What makes strategic visualization stand out? How powerful is its ease of access? Unlike many techniques that need specific conditions or tools, this you can practice whenever and wherever you want. Just a few minutes of focused mental practice in the morning or before bed can lead to amazing results. Rich sensory experiences are key to good visualization. Don't just think about the situation, go through it. Utilize all of your senses. What do you see? What sounds are there? What physical feelings go along with your calm state? The more detailed and real your the more you visualize, the better it trains your nervous system. Emotional involvement is just as important. As you see and really feel yourself in the emotional state you want to be in, if you want to get better at staying calm before you have a tough conversation, really feel that sense of centering, the steady rhythm of your breathing, and the clarity of your thoughts. Your brain doesn't just remember the imagined event, it also remembers how you felt about it. To start using strategic visualization, think of 3 difficult situations you often find yourself in. It could be a tough conversation with a certain person, a stressful job situation, or a situation that usually makes people anxious. Every day, take 5 minutes to picture yourself going through these situations with full peace and clarity. See the words, the setting, the other people involved, and the details very clearly. Swapped. The most important thing is to feel the level of emotional calm you want to keep up. If you practice regularly, when similar things happen in real life, your mind and body will remember how calm you were when you were in that state, practiced in their minds. More important than length is consistency. Visualizing for 5 minutes every day will help you do better. They get in an hour once a week. Think about adding this to your regular routines, maybe right away. when your mind is naturally open, like right before bed or after meditation. As you get better at this skill, you'll find that strategic visualization isn't just a method anymore. It turns into a basic way of dealing with life's problems, which could change. You can turn stressful situations into chances to reach your highest level of functioning. In the heat of a crisis, true character comes out. There are immediate results that depend on how you handle yourself when problems arise, but it shapes your lasting legacy. When chaos is going on around you, it can be hard to keep your mind clear and your emotions in check. No matter what your official title or position is, if you are stable, people will want to follow you. While Florence Nightingale was the war in Crimea, others turned away from the horrible conditions in military hospitals, but Florence Nightingale didn't approach the situation in a calm and methodical way. In the midst of filth and pain, she put basic sanitation measures into place, lowering death rates by a huge amount. Being calm around her became a source of hope and direction. Military people, doctors, and nurses all over the hospital naturally followed her lead, not because they were told to, but because when fear threatened to take over, calmness gave people confidence. This pattern shows up again and again in history and in everyday life. People who keep up with their center during hard times naturally draw other people to them. Composed people live in families, workplaces, and communities, become unofficial leaders, and their steady presence makes islands of calm in the choppy water. How calm you are has a ripple effect that goes far beyond what is happening right now. When you respond with thought instead of just reacting, by responding emotionally to challenges, you create an environment that helps you think more clearly and make better decisions. Those you will unconsciously align with your energy as you feel this shift. Your calm spreads to others. Children especially take in. These lessons are deep. They don't learn how to deal with stress from lectures. Instead, they watch how you act when plans go wrong, collapse when money gets tight, or when there is conflict. They will feel the way you do because of what you did, helping them figure out how to deal with problems in the future. Your steady work also gives your coworkers and friends strength, being there. Moments of organizational uncertainty, tough conversations, or meetings that get very heated, your being calm is an alternative to being anxious and reacting. That you show that there is another way is possible. This being calm isn't something you're born with. It is developed through regular practice. Every hard time comes with a chance to make this muscle stronger. When you feel like you need to act, pausing and being aware of your breathing can help your nervous system reset. Meditation, reflection, or physical exercise should be done every day. Doing certain things regularly helps you stay focused when things get tough. Building up an unshakable sense of calmness represents one of the most important things you can do in life. It changes not only the results you see outside of yourself, but also how you feel inside. Problems that used to keep you from moving for days become brief periods of chaos. That would have caused problems. Puzzles that seemed too hard to solve became easier to do with a plan. Don't forget that the best way to measure your success isn't not having any storms in your life, but being able to calm them down. Problems happen to everyone. How extraordinary people deal with problems is what makes them stand out. This is what you leave behind, not what you collect or not what you accomplish, but who you become and how that change affects other people. Even after certain accomplishments are forgotten, people will remember how you made them feel in tough situations, the confidence you gave them, and the clarity you maintaining your cool and showing compassion are qualities you set a good example for others to follow. What can be done when life throws problems your way? Your own practice of mental mastery turns into your give the most meaningful gift to everyone you meet, and it will keep giving long after you're gone. It's not enough to just reach the goal. It starts when you choose to think like someone who has already done it. Most people wait for proof from other people before they let themselves be brave, move quickly, or take risks. But that is wrong. The way you think comes first. When you act like a successful person now, before the money, the title, when you get the attention, you start getting the results you've been after. Plans are helpful, but they can't save someone who is full of self-doubt thoughts. Don't wait until you feel ready to make changes. Show up as the person you'll be in the future, and let reality take over. Get caught up? Right now you'll learn how to think, act, and move like the successful person you want to be one. Use the power of thinking that success starts in your mind instead of the outside world. The strongest truth I know ever found out is that the mind can achieve anything it can think of. And one of the most important secrets, getting this result, depends on the idea that you should act as if you are already successful. Close your eyes for a moment and picture yourself in the future when you've won and reached all your goals. You're brave. Dream. Think of it not as a far-off fantasy, but as a real, vivid fact. Because of what you see in the world you live in is made up of what you think, what you believe, and what you act on with conviction. Muhammad Ali was a man who had a perfect understanding of this principle. Before he became champion and everyone knew his name, not because he had proof, but because he had a reason, he said, "I am the greatest." He was so sure of it that became it. Ali took the first step toward his destiny by putting himself in the shoes of a champion. He did things, walked, talked, and thought. He was like a winner even before the title was put around his waist. I want you to use that power today. Your subconscious mind faithfully takes in whatever you give it, whether they are thoughts of greatness or thoughts of doubt, and it changes the way you act, make decisions, and behave. When you act like you're already successful, you use this power inside you. You start to speak and dress with intention, and you carry yourself where the people will respect and pay attention to someone who is sure of themselves. Do not wait for validation from outside sources. Do not just sit there for proof will show up. Success doesn't just show up at your door. You have to invite it. This is something you call up, something you become through the power of belief and doing what you say you will do. When you act like something unique is happening, you start to believe it. To bring opportunities, people, and situations into your life that are in line with your vision, you decide what to do, not from. It comes from a place of power, not fear or lack. You stop making yourself smaller to fit in and start shaping yourself, the whole world, to fit your dream. Every time you do something sure of yourself or walk into a room with a person who knows how much they are worth, you are telling your mind to do something. You are ready to receive, lead, and rise. Tell other people and the universe itself this. Do not forget this. How you think gives you momentum. Certainty changes the world. Believe in yourself and doors will open for you. Take a strong step. Don't wait until tomorrow. Do it today. Think about stepping into your success right now. Let it shape your today, the way you stand, speak, and decide. Let the energy of someone who already has what they want fill every action once could only dream of. Now is not the time to wait for success. It is already here. Do as if, because that's how every great accomplishment really starts. Make sure you are clear on your goals. Goals without clarity are just hopes that are whispered into the wind. There must be clarity in order for success to happen. Built. It is the lens that brings your goals into sharp focus, turning the vague into the familiar, within reach. You may be ambitious, driven, and have a constant hunger. But if your wants aren't channeled through the lens of clarity, they stay spread out and helpless. You will drift, even if you don't do anything with the wind in your sails. Doctors told Wilma Rudolph, a woman who was born early and had polio and scarlet fever, she would never walk again. But she had a vision that was so strong that not even physical limits could hold it back. She imagined herself not just walking, but running faster than any woman in the world, and she did it. To be clear, instead of setting a goal, she just imagined it clearly in her mind and felt it as surely as the sun rising. Every hard thing she went through turned into fuel. She didn't let what other people thought of her change who she was on the inside. What Wilma Rudolph did don't, just wish for Olympic gold. She said it out loud, saw it in her mind, and ran straight toward it. This is the magic of being clear. It's not enough to just want to do well. One has to explain it, write it down in full. Picture it not every day, not just once. Think about the picture of your victory over and over until it seems more real than what's happening now. This is how the mind's subconscious is set up. Mountain ranges are moved this way. You need to know what you want. In a clear way, not someday, but right now, with clarity, speed, and vigor. Do you want to get rich? How much? When? How and what kind of vehicle do you want to be healthy? How much weight? How much energy do you have? What daily habit is going to keep it? Do you want love, respect, or power? Then write down the life you want to live. Being clear doesn't just mean knowing what you want. Being aware of why you want it and finding out how it fits into your bigger goal. This emotional link is what sets the fire inside and helps you get through hard times and delays. Writing down your goals is a holy act. There is a message in it for your mind. This is no longer a dream. It is a command that the mind was given with clear intent. Will start to bring in the people, ideas, and chances you need to make that goal come true. Sources will start to stand out to you where you saw lack before. You'll act with certainty where there was doubt before. Being clear gives birth to confidence. Having faith in yourself leads to taking action, and doing that action over and over again with faith and intensity leads to success. Today, I want you to stop drifting. Write the story of your future with the pen of purpose. Let every word drip with specifics. After that, close your eyes and see it. Really see it. Feel how you feel about already having it. Let this picture turn it into your daily meditation. You don't want to be successful. You have plans to be successful. And to make things clear, with a compass, you'll be able to find your way through fog, storms, and any other obstacles that stand in your way. Clear goals written down become the deal you made with fate. So write them down, think about them again, picture them, and do what they ask with the unwavering confidence of someone who already has what they were just imagining. 3. Develop a strong will to keep going. One thing sets people who achieve their goals apart from those who only wish. It's not luck, not even skill. That thing is resilience, the quiet force that won't give up. No matter what every champion celebrated has slipped. They didn't stay down, though. They got up smarter, stronger, and more determined. Think about the strong spirit of Pele. As one of the best football players the world has ever seen, his name will live on. Seen. A lot of people forget about the tough times that made him great. Pele was born poor and played football barefoot. The streets of Brazil, where they were hurt, criticized, and put under so much pressure that lesser men would have given up. However, he felt a fire in his heart that said, "I'm not done," after each setback. Pele's story isn't just about skill, it's also about spire. As proof of what can be done when problems are seen as tests instead of losses, this story shows what is possible. He did not let setbacks color his view of himself. They made him better, and you should too. Being strong is what makes up your soul. Every time you get knocked down and choose to ride, it gets stronger. When life ends, being strong opens a door to another one. If the world tells you no, be strong. Not yet. You see, losing doesn't mean the end unless you make it so. Failure for a short time is how nature works, making your resolve stronger. Life asks, how badly do you want this? And if you really want something, you will answer not with words, but by not giving up. Now I tell you, treat setbacks like they're holy. Take care of them as chances to show how much you want something. Do not let disappointment or a problem make you lose your focus. Instead, see each challenge as a chance to show what kind of person you are. Do not give up when you trip and fall. As you rise, remember that behind every great success story is a story of trouble. No mountain can be climbed without getting tired. There is no way to win without going through some pain. Your being tough is your best friend. It helps you keep going even when you're not feeling like it, to move forward when others run away. It gives you faith when everyone else doesn't, and it gets you over every obstacle in your way. Write this truth on your heart. There is no failure, there is only feedback. Every setback is a compass that points the way, shaping you and getting you ready for bigger wins. When things go wrong, don't say, "Why me?" Say, "Try me," instead. Let's let life know that you're not weak. Show everyone that you can't be broken. Don't be afraid of falling. Fear the choice not to rise for the person who keeps going no matter what. Can't be stopped. Every time you don't give up, you are choosing how you want your future to go. Every time you get back up, you're laying the groundwork for your legacy. Stand up. The person who never gives up is rewarded, not the person who never trips. So I tell you, stand tall when things get hard for you. Wear your scars like they're badges of honor. Know that every hard thing you get through makes you a story, more to your strength and more drive to your mission. Not only be skilled like Calais, but also tough. Make your determination shine brighter. What went wrong? There is something more important than how many times you fall in the end. You choose to rise many times. Every challenge is a gift, so treat it that way, and let your strength be what makes you stand out of your success, because you have faith in your own abilities. There is no stronger force or more important spark than greatness and faith. It's faith that turns regular people into legends. Belief is what drives everything and shapes everything. Destiny and shapes the mind into the forge of fate. Without faith, there is no way to go. With faith, all things are able to happen. Amazing things Bill Russell did that will live on in the halls of sports history as a memorial not only to skill but also to faith. Great things did not happen by accident for Russell. One way he did this was he always had faith in his team, the mission, and also in himself. Every time he stepped on, the Russell went to court with the quiet confidence that he belonged there and that he could not only win, but also do it impossible without work, unity, and will. He wasn't bragging about his faith, was the base. It helped him organize his thoughts, made his instincts stronger and his resolve stronger. And yes, you do have this power too. What you believe is the blueprint for your life. You will act based on what you think about yourself. What you do will happen to you. Your life takes on the shape of the things you attract. This is the first and most important rule for success. Don't be afraid to believe in yourself. Leave behind the shy thoughts that tell you you're not ready, not good enough, or not enough. These are lies and mental viruses that were spread out of fear. With doubt as fuel, pull them out with force. Change them with, that is, thoughts that help you grow and that reflect the truth. You have the power to do great things. Your mind in the background hears pay close attention to the language you use. Say things that make you feel strong, and it will give you the strength to last. Tell it that you are going to succeed, and it will make sure you do. The subconscious mind is a loyal servant that follows every belief as a command. I have seen men go from being poor to being rich, from being unknown to having a lot of power, and from losing to winning, not because they had all the advantages, but because they thought they could go up. Once a belief takes hold, it leads to action. Act as if you already have the confidence, the skills, the guts. Feel like you belong in the rooms you're in. Make choices like failing is not an option. Final, but give feedback. Feel like you've already arrived when you think, speak, and move. Don't wait for other people to prove you right. You don't need to ask to dream. The world has no choice but to follow your vision, but to get caught up. So, you see, belief spreads. People are drawn to your mission when you exude conviction. Doors' resistance decreases as doors open and groups form. Belief can make the universe do what you want, but you have to work at it. It needs to be built up like a muscle. Make statements that remind you of your power. Every morning, picture yourself succeeding, as if it was already here. Avoid people who talk about your fears, and instead surround yourself with people who talk about your faith and above. Trust yourself, everyone. You have more strength than you think. So far, you've made it through every battle. The next level doesn't need more work, but more faith. Don't forget that this achievement starts with belief. Russell did not get it because he didn't believe right away. He won because he had faith first. So I urge you to build your life on the solid rock of belief. Don't let doubt fool it. Nothing should fail to shake it. Be strong in the knowledge that you are made of, the same stuff that every champion before you did. Have faith, and the rest will take care of itself. Dedicatedly follow your dreams. Each of us has a sacred fire inside us, a spark that grows into a blazing force of creation when it is cared for, direction, and happiness. That fire is love. It's not just feeling. Focus, energy, and a sense of purpose come together in it. One force. If you let your passion lead you, the ordinary things become important and the impossible things become inevitable. Being passionate is what makes the difference between dying and living. It changes the normal into the extraordinary. It's what makes someone get up early with excitement, go through hard times with purpose, and keep going long after others have given up. Arthur Ashe was a brave man whose name will live on in both tennis history and the history of brave people. Arthur Ashe didn't just play tennis, he was really into it. He worked out both his body and his mind. And because of his hard work, he did something that not many people thought was possible. He became a champion and a voice for fairness, respect, and sticking with something. His job wasn't easy to start with. He looked at social, racial, and personal barriers. Passion, on the other hand, doesn't need the way to be clear. It only wants the heart to be promised. Arthur Ashe had the stamina to train through bad weather because he loved tennis so much. Pain, and the clarity to inspire people outside of basketball. That's the strength of love. It makes your strength stronger and boosts your influence. When you act with passion, you tap into a source of energy that lasts longer than tiredness and fear. Your passion makes you attractive. People are drawn to the fire in your eyes, the force in your voice, and the light in your what you did. Your enthusiasm starts to bring you resources, allies, and chances that fit with what you want. But here it is what people forget. Passion isn't always loud. It's sometimes a soft, persistent call, a whisper from the heart telling you to do something to you towards something better. And when you listen to that whisper and give your whole heart to what makes you feel alive, you awaken a meaningful life. Purpose and passion go hand in hand, and purpose gives your dreams direction. Working hard isn't enough. You need to work on something that makes your heart beat faster. Find what moves you, whether it's a craft, a mission, a movement, or a message. You and put all of your heart into it. Don't wait for other people to say it's okay for you to follow your calling. As soon as you find what makes you excited and run toward it. Take it as a guide in the morning and in the evening. Let the force do it, behind the choices you make and the basis on which you follow your discipline. Other people don't have to understand your passion. It only needs to make sense to you, because that flame is where your real power is. When work is done with passion, it turns into timeless. When you're happy, the work you're doing becomes easy. A passionately lived life leaves a lasting mark. That's what I say to you now. Figure out what makes your soul beat. Do not be afraid to write it down, say it out loud, or follow it up. Live your life. Be a statement of what you really want. And when things go wrong, which they will, get back to what you love. Let it go. Remind yourself why you started. Let it lift you up when you're feeling down and get you through every storm. Love is the pulse of being great. Do not forget about it. Do not turn it off. Feed it. Keep it safe and let it go. When you do that, you will not only those who succeed will wake up others. The world doesn't need more people who act small. More people need to be on fire with reason. If you live, speak, and act with passion, the world will rise to meet you. Surround yourself with that, make you feel good. No man ever becomes great by himself. Behind every victory there is a council of influence, voices that make your thoughts sharper, hearts that give you strength, minds that show off your best qualities. The people you hang out with will determine how successful you are. You can carry, you have a lot of drive, but if you put that drive in a toxic place, it will die. But when you surround yourself with people who push you to do better, who share your values, and who will light your fire, you build the conditions for growth that can't be stopped. Roberto Clemente was a legend not just athletic excellence, but also honesty and service. A lot of people were with Roberto Clemente. Behind his well-known successes, there were teammates and coaches who believed in his mission and helped him grow as a player and as a person. He wasn't weakened by what was going on around him. It gave him strength. It wasn't full of envy, it was full of hope, mediocrity, but forward motion. There you have it, the power of association. How great Mr. Clemente was bigger because he moved. You should be one of the people who saw and respected his vision. You need to be careful about who you let into your circle. Let go of people who drain your energy, make fun of your dreams, and only bring you bad things. and drama and doubt. This is not mean. It is clear. You're not turning people down. You're just protecting your goal. Look for people who inspire, people who talk about ambition, people who are brave in the face of danger, and not about the past, but about what you could become. The best secret of all is to act like you already walk among huge ones. Talk like you're surrounded by leaders and sure of yourself. Decide like someone whose advice is made up of smart and driven people. Your energy changes when you act like your circle is already wonderful and the right people are drawn to it. Your environment shapes your life in the same way that your beliefs shape your outcomes, who you are. If you eat well, you will get better at cooking. You will start to trip if you walk with lazy people. Energy spreads easily, so choose to be filled with excitement, vision, and reason. Don't let your circle hold you back. Let it speed you up. Be honest to begin with. Who in your life pulls you moving forward? Who is stopping you? Allow mentors, allies, and peers who help you think more deeply to enter your life. Go where the hungry are. Get together. Read what smart people have written. Join forces with people who are already living the life you want, and be that light for some. Don't just look for value, give it too. Help those who are struggling. Cheer on those who are trying. Share what you've learned. Build other people as you build yourself. It's not competition that makes circles strong. It's helping each other out. Know this. Growth comes from working together. When you are around people who believe, you start to believe more yourself, really deeply. You stop shrinking when you are reminded of how great you are. When people cheer you on, when things go wrong, you stop not wanting to climb. Do not fail to see how powerful one good conversation can be. Friendship. Just one alliance can open the door to lifelong elevation. So today, look at your environment and make improvements to your talk life, into the people who talk life into you, and live every day as if you are already a part of a strong group. Network, because your faith will make it happen. Don't forget that you rise not only on your own strength, but also on the strength of those who stand with you. Pick your circle wisely, build it with care, and let it lead you to your highest point. 7, always adapt and learn new things. If there is one rule that makes life work, it is this. Things will change, but people can choose to grow. Life's winds will change whether you're ready for them to or not. The seasons will change, businesses will grow and change, and life will test you. The question is not if things will change or not. It will come, but how you'll act when it does. People who are most successful aren't just strong. They are able to change. They don't fight against change. They ride it. They don't worry about what they don't know. They look for, simply because they know that every problem brings about a chance to grow. Arnold Palmer, a man whose name will live on into the spirit of golf. He was not only a champion in his time, but he also studied the game his whole life. Mr. D. Palmer didn't depend on wins in the past. He learned how to use new tools, adopted modern methods, and, most importantly, changed the way he thought. That is what kept him in charge. Not just skill, but the drive to get better. As you can see, growth doesn't just happen. You pick it. It's an act done on purpose. And those who choose to grow, those who get up every day ready to learn, get better, to few people rise above the rest, even when the rules change often. Being able to adapt is a sign of intelligence. It's not being weak. It is smart. It means you're not married to your pride or your comfort. You only care about your mission, and you're ready to get it done. To become the person you need to become, you have to fulfill it. As if every day were your classroom. As if every challenge were a test sent to make you stronger. Don't just wake up to get through your day, but to get better at what you do. Do something new, pay more attention, and ask better questions. The one who gets bigger every day over time and can't be stopped. People who are not only consistent, but also always becoming, are rewarded by the world. People who stick to old ways in a new world are left behind. But people who change, reinvent, or reset will new things. They do well. When you tell your subconscious mind that you can learn anything, it starts to want to learn more growth. It doesn't see problems as walls, but as ways to get better at what it does. It no longer stays away from having pain. Instead, it sees it as a sign that evolution is going well. That's why I say, be like water, firm in purpose but flexible in shape. The oaklet won't bend when the storm stops. The bush that sways stays alive. Be like that strong bamboo in your mind, still adaptable. Cover up. Fill your mind with new information. Read a lot, work out hard, and think about things often. What did you learn? What do I know today that I didn't know yesterday? What strength did the resistance today give me? The door is open with these questions to growth. And, my friend, the only way to be sure of long-term success is to grow. Arnold Palmer wasn't just great because he swung. It was in his blood. Being right did not make him fall in love. He loved getting better. That's the way of thinking that leads to success over decades. Do something as if you are already getting more. Make choices as if you are always changing. Use feedback to improve, not to hurt you. Don't see change as threat, but as the stuff that will make your next change possible. Don't forget this. As you grow, you gain. The longer you rule, the more you change. Be flexible, and that will give you an edge. Make growth a habit, and each day bring new opportunities. It brings you closer to becoming the best version of yourself. You should be ready for change when it comes. Make a decision, and bravely. At some point in every journey, a thought must turn into motion, and an intention must turn into action. Ideas, no matter how big, are useless if they are not put into action. And execution needs one thing above all else, being able to make a choice. You might be able to see clearly. You may have faith, passion, and even a group of people who support you, but without the courage to make a choice, your dreams will stay in the realm of possibility. It's only through through timely, dedicated action that success starts to show up. Ed Merckx was a famous cyclist who won many awards. Merckx was one of the most important athletes in history, and he wasn't going to wait. He didn't think twice when there was competition. He ran with purpose, jumped at every chance with all his might, and moved when others stopped. This is what made him not just a winner, but a figure of history. His legacy wasn't made when he wasn't sure what to do. It was shaped by the sharp blade of brave decisions and unwavering execution. While others thought about the risks, Merckx moved forward. While he waited for the best conditions, he built momentum by moving. That's your calling. Act in a clear way. Do something with bravery. Do what you believe in. Putting things off is bad for progress. It makes people afraid, causes doubt, and stops progress. Every second you wait is a second you deny your destiny. Those who move with purpose are more likely to succeed than those who don't. Wait for the path to appear. Those who trust their planning will move forward. Making a choice does not mean carelessness. It means to be dedicated. It's the refusal to do nothing. It means being ready to trust your gut and carry through. They don't always know the right thing to do, but they do the next thing. Every time you take a risk, you talk to yourself as well as everyone else. I really want to reach my goal. You send a strong signal to yourself. It picks up speed. It gets your subconscious mind to work. It gets people excited about your mission. The whole world, moves are rewarded. People who are afraid of missing out on opportunities don't get them. They are caught by the brave. Make choices. When things are made on purpose, they start to change the world. Bold action pulls you in. It brings in people, money, and results. Pour your side. It's okay to make mistakes. Fear doing nothing. You can change the course of a ship that is moving. A ship that is anchored can't be steered. Scared. You have to move not only when it's easy, but especially when you don't know what will happen. You need to become the willing to jump, not because they know the ground is safe, but because they trust their wings start to, as if you have already made up your mind. Quickly answer. Bravely choose. And firmly walk. Whether it's a speed up the conversation, the job move, or the new habit on purpose. You will find that every clear move makes you feel confident all the time. Plus, confidence grows. There was no chance for Eddie Merckx to win. He chose to win, decision-making over and over, daily actions and unwavering follow-through. This is how legends are made, not just in your head, but when it comes to moving. That's why I challenge you now. Where did you take too long? What choice is waiting for you to be brave? What chance is slipping away from you because you're not moving? Write the message, no matter what it is. Call them. Start the plan. Step into the unknown. Have faith in yourself. Do not forget this. Every risky thing you do tells the world that you are all set. Because people who move get noticed by the world. Clear your mind, make a strong choice, and use power. Your fate is watching you, not waiting. 9. Go get it. Develop a strong, positive attitude. If there is one force that can change your reality, move your future in the right direction, and turn trouble into opportunity, good thing. It's the way you think that matters, and the most powerful way to think is to be positively fixed all the time. The way you see life is through the lens of your mind. If that lens is clouded with doubt, fear, or negativity, even the best chances will look like they aren't there. But the hardest trials are easier to handle when you're full of hope, gratitude, and faith. Turn into stepping stones. People in the world of figure skating know Peggy Fleming's name to mean beauty, skill, and victory. Skating. Peggy Fleming didn't just win because she was good at what she did. She won because she had heart. Her secret was how she thought. It's a weapon. She dealt with loss, stress, and competition, not with sadness, but with joy and determination. How she felt transformed problems into chances to grow. She didn't skate to avoid failing. She did it to show that anything was possible. That's the power of having a good attitude. It changes every problem and takes back every moment and makes your path to victory stronger. And this isn't just for athletes or famous people, dear reader. The way you think is, it's yours to claim. Do what you say, not because life is perfect, but because everything that happens to you is for the best. Your way of thinking is strong. Being positive is a choice, not a condition. It doesn't wait for things to get better. It changes the situation by changing how you show up. You feel different when you start each day thinking you'll win. Your words and actions have meaning, and your mind starts to look for solutions instead of problems in the world. Listen to this truth. Problems aren't punishments. They're ways to get ready. They are how life shapes you into the someone who can handle the reward you want. Being positive lets you accept that process and welcome the lessons to keep going even when other people want to give up. A positive mind can handle a lot. It doesn't fall apart in the when things go wrong. It gets better, resets, and goes up. You get back in charge when you see setbacks as opportunities. You stop responding to life without a plan and start responding with one. It's not naive to be positive. It can see when things are hard. In fact, it is the strongest kind of strength. It means refusing to be defined by the bad. It is the inside, making a promise. I won't be broken. I will be better no matter what. So, I urge you, take care of your inner atmosphere. Fill your mind with words that make you feel better. Say affirmations that tell yourself how valuable you are. Put yourself around voices that show what you want. Do not give in to rumors, complaints, or hopelessness. These our mind's garden is full of weeds. Plant hope, water belief, gather strength, and act like everything is working together. To back you up. If you have the right frame of mind, it does happen. It wasn't a coincidence that Peggy Fleming was positive. It was the plan. She chose the lens through which she saw the world, and that choice improved her work and changed her. What happened and how her legacy was made. That should also be your plan. Choose to see every trial as a chance. Pick to talk power all the time. Choose to think and act like you expect to win, not by chance. Your truth will. Expect them to rise to meet your needs, so do that. Do not stay stuck in your limitations. Take on every challenge with peace and quiet. Trust that going through it will make you stronger. Don't forget that a positive attitude doesn't mean ignoring the storm. It builds a life that not only lasts, but also inspires by dancing in the rain. Think big and speak out. Lift your spirits and let your thoughts take you to great things. Make an impact that lasts. The best kind of success isn't measured by awards, titles, or short-lived cheers. How to measure it? Impact. By the lives you've touched, the minds you've opened, and the hearts you've stirred. What you leave behind isn't built in one moment. In every moment that you choose to live with purpose, honor, and strength, you build it. Your life. You only find true significance in the good things you do for other people, and no one exemplified this more than them, bigger and better than the famous Jesse Owens. Jesse Owens was more than just a sports star. He was a force that changed things. At one time, in 1936, Owens ran on the track at the Berlin Olympics. At that time, the world was divided by racism, hatred, and war. Tu did more than just get gold. He changed history. He put an end to doubt. He broke down propaganda. He became a sign of strength, honor, and hope. His wins were not only physical, they were also moral. It didn't fade with the crowds for him. Roar. More and more noise was made. Why is that? Because he did what he meant to do. He lived by his values in everything he did. He knew that every step he took would be heard long after the race was over. Hence, you have to. What you do matters. What you choose matters. Someone is watching you, whether you know it or not. Someone is, I'm learning from the way you lead, talk, and deal with problems. Every day you plant seeds that will bloom in other people after you're gone. Do something today with that in mind. Your values should help you set goals. Let your goals should come from a place deeper than personal gain. Not only ask yourself, what can I do? But also, who can I help? Do I raise? What am I going to leave behind? Success that doesn't mean anything is hollow. But when your success shines like a lighthouse, for some it lasts forever. The world needs leaders, not just winners. To leave a legacy, it needs builders. Do something. It's like your life is already a message, which it is. That message should be one of honesty, strength, kindness, and bravery. Let it show off the best and most amazing parts of who you are becoming, and never think that the one life has the power to make a wave. Just like Jesse Owens went against the odds and changed history, you can do the same. Every day, choices made with faith and conviction can change the course of someone's life. You might never see how far your impact, but know that it is happening. Live with a plan. Be clear when you speak. Move with a plan. Not only should strategy guide your every move, but so should your spirit. Don't wait to be remembered. Do something now as someone whose history is being made. It's in how you act, how hard you work, and how much you care that you make people better. There are no easy ways to be successful in the long term. With consistency and personality, it was carved. And what they bring. You don't need to be great. You need to have morals. You don't need to be the loudest. You need to show who you are. Make your name. Stand for something valuable. Make your life a story that people will want to hear again and again. Let them hear not only that you did well, but also that you made a difference. Because trophies are cool in the end, gather dust. Titles fade, but they have an effect. It rings through the years. Thus, live to leave a mark. Lead with love and serve with strength. People will see and feel your success for a long time. Do not be afraid to start your journey now. Do something today. Act like the successful person you want to be, and the world will treat you that way. It all starts with your decision to do something. It's time to change things if your life keeps giving you the same frustrating situations and results. It's not luck, it's all you do. You don't get what you want in life, you get what you can handle. And the standard you set determines what you'll put up with. Why does this matter? This is because when you raise the bar, you make your thoughts, actions, and the people you let close to you better. Set a new standard, and everything that's connected to it will change. I'm going to show you how changing your standards can completely change the way your results turn out in a moment. Reality, relationships, and more. If you accept a level, that's where you stay. You don't get what you want. Get what you can handle. You did not get the life you have now by chance. It shows what kind of standards you have, what you expect from yourself, and what you won't accept. If a man is okay with being average, then he will get an average score. He isn't getting less because he stopped trying to get more, but because he stopped trying. What is the rule? It's the line in the sand. It's when you say, this is who I am. I stand for these things. When you raise it, that choice starts to show up in your life. But if you lower it, If you find reasons to behave badly, or if you put off your goals, or hang out with people who don't have as much power over you, your life will go in that direction. How do you start to make things better? Small things are where it starts. When you get up, how your room is set up, the truth of what you say. Do you follow through? Do you take care of your own things? You can't lead a big army if you can't lead your morning. Think about this. A man wakes up in the morning, takes extra care to iron his shirt, and writes down 3 things he will do today. He did it because that is his code, not because someone told him to. That's the point for him. How do you think he walks into the world and the man who rises up? The light comes into the day unprepared and acts instead of leading? Think about it. What have you been putting up with that you should stop? Who around you makes you weaker instead of stronger? What would happen if you stopped making excuses? I'm going to follow this now. Your life bends toward the things you believe in. Straighten them out. It will make everything else rise too. Standards show who you are. It's not motivation. When a man waits for motivation, his emotions will decide what he does. But a person who lives by standards is a storm in and of himself. A lot of people think that inspiration is needed to be successful. But that idea isn't true. It means you need to feel good to do good things. But the most successful people didn't build their lives on comfort. They were made by determination, who they are, by making the quiet statement, "This is what I am." Feel like it even when it's dawn. You need to choose what kind of man you are, not just around other people, but also alone. Are you the type to move forward when no one is looking? Are you the kind of person who behaves well, even when there's no reward in sight? By doing something over and over, how do you build your identity? Making and keeping small promises. By keeping your back straight even when it feels good to bend. Start out with one rule. I'm not giving up, or I'll keep my promise, or even I go into every room with a plan. Allow that standard to protect you. Picture this now. Every morning a carpenter starts by sharpening his tools because he's been told to. But he knows that dull blades make houses that aren't straight. That carpenter leaves a mark, not by chance, but because of a code. What rules do you live by? Have you lost your way? What would your actions say about you if I watched you for a week? Turn up the code. Sign it with your name. Don't let anyone get your beliefs wrong. Switch the floors, not the roof. A lot of men work on reaching their goals, the highest goal they want to reach. What if the key wasn't to raise the top, but to raise the bottom? Which of your worst habits are you willing to put up with? That is the real test of what you are becoming. You don't reach your goals, you give in to your habits. Ambition is not enough to make someone great. It comes from having such high standards that even your worst days are better than someone else's best. The person whose worst day is still productive, aligned, and full of purpose to make your life better is successful. Raise your floor and make your bad day look better. Instead of giving up and becoming lazy, could your lowest point be when you're thinking, writing, or getting ready? Could you study instead of sleeping as a backup? Instead of getting angry, speak with grace. Think of a soldier in the field who is still buffing his boots, not even after a day of marching. He doesn't say, "I'm too tired." He says that this is the norm. How does your worst day look? Your life might change 200% if you raise your floor. Do not fall down. Not going to spiral. Let even your falls give you strength, because your floor is the silent architect of your life. Standards bring in allies and push away weak people. A man with morals is a light, not because he tries to shine, but because he won't turn down. He doesn't ask for attention or approval all the time. Instead, he is sure of who he is and what he wants from himself first. Then from other people, people around him might not always like it. A lot of people will even make fun of him or misunderstand him, or even try to hurt him. But people who are strong and honest, they'll know who he is, like fines like. In other words, when you do that, you send a signal that is all white. This is what I am, and this is what I let happen. The weak might call it arrogance, but the smart ones get it. Not everyone will be interested in you. You shouldn't either. The right people will come to you to walk with you, not drag you. This kind of man doesn't look for approval. He adds value. His life becomes a monument not to how popular he was, but to how moral he was, and ideas last longer than trends. The mood of the crowd doesn't affect them. They are rooted deep inside. You don't need to ask for loyalty when you live this way. You live it. You don't have to beg for respect. You tell it what to do without speaking. The first step in this change is to refuse, not willing to laugh at mediocrity, not letting bad company off the hook, not keeping quiet when they need to say what they need to say. You can't be peaceful if you don't say anything when you know there is a way to make peace. Also, being passive is bad for you. Having standards in life makes things clear. You say what you mean. What you say is true. Your yes is important. You set limits with your no. It makes you stronger even if it costs you comfort. And strength, not comfort, is what builds kingdoms. Vashon, the captain of a ship. If men don't follow the rules, would he let them on his ship? Would he put up with people who break the rules, put the mission or the journey at risk? If you're not careful, the sea will punish you. Life isn't either. A man with high standards doesn't pick his crew based on who is popular, but on what is right. Take a look around you. Who is lifting you up? Who is pulling you backwards? What kinds of actions have you been putting up with that weaken you? How would you rebuild your world if your standards became the first thing you looked at? Here is the real truth. You're not here to blend in. You are here to get up. And when you rise, other people see a way they took as much as possible to know. They get courage from your bravery. Your rules give them something to try to reach. You become more than a man when you become who you are called to be. People look at you and see what they could be. If only they had chosen to live by the rules instead of the ease of things. Don't lower the bar to make other people feel better. It should be raised to see who can meet it. That's how leaders are made. That's how legacies are made. Pain won't last forever. Standards are always there, but comfort is temporary. It's gone like dust on a windy road with the next gust of wind. But a person who sets a standard and lives by it makes something that the seasons can't destroy. They don't make him feel anything, trends or tests. He is rooted in his choices, his discipline, and his quiet defiance of everything that wants to soften him. Most men don't get ready until they're in pain. They wait until things get hard before they figure out who they are. And when the real test comes, they shrink, they run around, they explain things, but not the man who has already made up his mind. Not the person who said, "This is what I stand for." That is, "I don't move no matter what." Such a man is ready for the test. It makes him happy, not because he's careless, but because he's ready. You need to get this. You don't get stronger in a storm. It's made clear there. The person who trains during the calm will be the one who makes it through the storm. There will be pain. Put off will tempt. Doubt will speak. They always do. But these things can't move. The man who has made up his mind, it's not possible to change his standard. He doesn't ask, "Should I keep going?" He already knows the answer to that question, so it won't matter when the path gets tough. When the wind is calm, you must set your point, not being seen by anyone. Even though it would be easy to quit, you choose to keep going. That's when legends are made. The lost man waits for pressure to come and then folds. The famous man gets ready ahead of time, then takes over. Think of the blacksmith. He doesn't make weapons, so stay quiet and safe. He does his job in fire. There are sparks. Iron is strong. He doesn't say anything about how heavy the hammer is. He doesn't stop. Why? For the blade's sake. The goal is bigger than the problem. What kind of pain have you been trying to avoid? What dream have you put off? Because you would have to do too much. Tell the truth. It's something you know. That one thing you put off over and over. That one thing you say one day. What if you made up your mind today for good? I don't break no matter what. That choice or standard becomes your strength. It turns into your safe, your fireproof fortress of resolve, and you store your greatness in it. How honest you are, your toughness. Be careful with it. Feed it every day. And never let the world's ease take away what can only be built through endurance. Comfort wears off where comfort lies. It tells you when to get up and rest. When you slip, it tells you that you were safe. That being said, character lives on through time, long after most people have forgotten your name. Your morals will live on in the people whose lives you touched, what you did, what you left behind with blistered hands and unwavering determination. So I want to know, what are you building? Comfort or character? Since you can't have both, you can live your life without standards. They take it off. They set you apart from everyone else. They make you get up when you'd rather stay in bed. Make yours big. Set them now. You won't run away when the storm comes, which it will. You're going to do something because you already chose to. That, my friend, is the sign of a man who can handle all 4 seasons. Your rules need to be known to everyone, not secret. It's simple to say what you think when no one can hear you. But real morals don't whisper in the dark. They say that they are in the light. A man with strong beliefs doesn't hide them in journals or keep quiet about them. Prayers. He doesn't. He walks them away. They look like armor on him. He lets their words be heard over any argument, more obvious than any boast to make in silence. Living a loud life is not pride, though. It is in line. It shows that a man is honest and that his actions match his values. And in that sound, people hear the truth about who he is. There is no misunderstanding or wrong reading. There's no need for him to prove how strong he is. That is taken care of by his consistency. You can't be safe with a secret rule. It won't protect you when the wind picks up. It can't show you the way when things are crazy, and it certainly can't get other people to follow. If you don't share your values, they're not going to grow. Even worse, you'll want to break them when things get tough or when temptation calls, when things get tough. But once your standard is made public, when it can be seen, heard, or observed, you have to follow it. And that bond makes you strong. How do you make your standards clear? You live them. You don't just say them. You show them by how you act, by being disciplined, by making sacrifices, and by showing up when it's hard. Staying the course when giving up would be easier, and holding the line when it gets lonely. If you believe in following rules, show it by how you get up every day, what you wear, and how you keep your promises. If you value excellence, make sure that every part of how you finish a task shows it. How you treat other people, get ready, and get back on your feet, even when no one is looking, even more so when no one is clapping. Picture a teacher walking into a class. His shoes are shined, his back is straight, and his shirt is clean. Not because he barks commands, but just being there makes the room quiet, but because he is interesting in and of himself. They don't stand up because they are afraid of him. They rise because they admire how high he has set the bar. His code walks ahead of him, and that makes the whole room feel better. That's what your standard needs to do. It needs to walk ahead of you. It must make you feel welcome before you speak. It has to stay there when you leave the room. It's not because you yelled it, but because you lived it. What would change if the people around you knew your standards so well? Enough for them to see and start to rise to meet it. What changes would happen at work, with family, and with friends? What would happen if your honesty wasn't just an idea, but a presence that was known and felt? A secret idea dies in the dark. It gets less strong. But a public one that was done with honor and consistency lives on. It lasts longer than the applause and has an effect without trying. It leaves a legacy, not only lives. Don't be happy with your own beliefs. Let your life show what you believe. The man who lives his code out loud does more than just change himself. Let your habits be your message. He changes everything around him. When the time for the trial comes, standards must already have been set. It's too late to make yourself better. It's too late to get your values ready. You can't change what kind of man you are now. In the still hours when no one was around, that moment must have already been picked out in silence. The person who tries to think their way through temptation will fail, but the person who knows what they are going to do will not. He's not going to. This is the power of making decisions ahead of time. It gets rid of the need to argue. It clears away the fog of doubt. It takes away the chance for doubt to come up. When you already know what you're going to do, your way is already marked. There's no gray. There is no courtroom inside, full of arguments and reasons for things. There's only the clear promise of commitment. You need to decide now what you will do if someone offends you. Are you going to fight back, or are you going to stay calm? Now is the time to decide what you will do when you are tired. You can take shortcuts, but you should do the work with honor. Now is the time to decide what you will never put up with from yourself, from life, and other people. The world will make the rules for you if you don't. And the world doesn't reward people who aren't sure what they want to do. It eats them up. It makes them do what's easy, not what's right. It brings chaos and compromise into the space left by not knowing what to do. Making decisions ahead of time is not about being in charge. They're about having freedom. If a man knows what he's going to do, he doesn't have to follow his gut. He is not controlled by what is happening to him. It seems like he has the power of a judge who wrote the law when he walks into a room. Think about that judge. Every day he goes to court, not to think about what justice might be, but to carry out what justice is. His rules are written down. His standard has been set. It's not possible to guess. It's quick to do right when the law is clear, because the rules are clear. Order wins out. Where have you not made up your mind in your life? Which part of yourself are you still arguing with? Where do you say, I make my choice in the heat of the moment, when I know you are at your weakest? The man who makes up his mind ahead of time is strong. He's taller. He is sure of what he says. People trust him because he has learned to trust himself first, but the person who waits is weak. He responds. He says, sorry. He doesn't build anything that will last because the wind always pulls him. And each day you put off your standards is the day you borrow your life. In this case, you stop being in charge of the moment and start being a man on loan to it. That can end, though. There is only one act left. Take a look. Make up your mind now. Choose what kind of person you are. Choose what you will not put up with. Pick a reason to rise, and the things you didn't buy. And don't borrow money again after making that choice. Because a man with strong beliefs can't be bought, swayed, or pushed around. He is stable. He can't be moved. He stands in a world that bends. Being consistent gives you power. What you do once doesn't make you who you are. What you repeat is what you come back to every single day, after decision after decision. Rare flashes of brilliance don't make someone great, but in the slow repetition of discipline, in a quiet, determined way. The man who turns into something amazing didn't just happen to get there. He picked it 1,000 times, not just once. The oak tree doesn't grow overnight. It gets bigger by 1 inch, season by season. It keeps digging roots deeper even when it can't be seen. A blacksmith doesn't make a blade in just one swing. He hits the steel over and over, folding it, applying heat, and smoothing the edge. And your life will not be changed by a single spark of inspiration. You need to practice. You must keep going. You have to do the right thing for a long time for it to become a part of you. That's the truth you missed. Always doing the same thing is the secret to success. It's not very exciting. It's not very loud, but it gets things done. Being consistent makes habits. Habits boost your confidence. Identity is built on confidence. And once you change who you are, your future will change too. Not because he is the best, but because he shows up every day. A man who is unbeatable becomes unbeatable. He doesn't need to be pushed. He's moving forward. His actions are no longer forced. They come from the man he has become. Think about the farmer. He gets up every morning and waters the plants. Every single day. Every week. Not any sprouts, no praise. People around him laugh. They say he is wasting time and effort, but the farmer isn't trying to get praise. It's harvest time for him. And when the time comes, his field will bloom where it is now empty. It's also true for you. Do your habits make the future you want possible? What do you work on every day? Excellent work or apologies? How does your daily routine make you stronger or more regretful? Goodness doesn't happen overnight. It looks like a pattern. It's built when you do the right thing even if you don't receive praise for it. It starts in the dark, is tried when we're tired, and is proven over time. If you wait until you're ready, you'll never get good at it. You will never start if you wait for everything to be just right. Get yourself to a level you can repeat, something easy to understand. Something small enough to start but strong enough to grow. Do it over and over until your body does it on its own, until your mind stops fighting it, and until the world around you changes to match your example. Do not forget this. It's not enough to just change what you do to be consistent. It changes how you feel about yourself. Every time you do it, it's like voting for the man you are becoming. Every act of discipline you do builds your character one brick at a time. You don't need to be great. You need to keep going. You don't need to know what will happen. You need to know how to do it. After you make the process a part of your daily life, the result will take care of itself. So start over today. Start out small. Start being quiet. But start after that. Do it again tomorrow. The next day too. The next one too. Because the man who stays when others leave is the one who shows up when no one else does. The person being watched makes more money than most people can dream of. That's the power of being strong. This is something you can get right now. Standards make dreams come true. Fantasy is a dream that doesn't follow any rules. It might spark your imagination, make your heart feel warm and stir your soul. But without a set of rules to follow, what a ship without a rudder. It just floats along, a dream that is based on a standard. But there is a code of conduct. A life rule turns into a plan. And when discipline is used to stick to that plan, it's possible for the impossible to happen. The vision becomes real. The dream comes true. It's not enough to just want to do well. Want's only the spark. You have to work hard at being successful every day and make it a habit. And the things you use to build are your standards. Shape how you talk and how you work, what you do when you fail. Seeing makes the picture clear. Yes, but the brush stays still because of your standard. Your strokes will go off track without it. Your speed slows down. Not having standards, when things get tough, ambition dies. It falls apart when you're tired. It stops being a roar and turns into a whisper. But when a man has a rule, the faraway becomes closer. The overwhelming gets organized. The mountain turns into a path. Because he's not based on his feelings, his trust is in a code. A clear vision based on a standard that can't be lowered turns into a natural force. There is no stopping a man who knows what to do and how to do it. His feet move with purpose, and he trains his hands by doing the same thing over and over. Choose the future you want. Describe it. Be brave. Then you should ask yourself, what kind of man builds that future? What kind of personality does he have? What kinds of habits does he follow every morning? What kind of mindset does he have when he fails? When nobody is looking, what kind of honor does he keep? Because you can't get better than your character. Your dreams can only get bigger if you set high goals for them. Not any further, not any faster. The base needs to be strong. Think about the architect. He draws a rough outline of a cathedral with high spires and vaulted ceilings, stone and light walls. The drawing makes me think, but ideas alone can't make it happen. Not having measurements, his vision stays on paper without any rules or proportions. But when he draws at normal height, depth, his vision takes on shape. People will walk through his idea for many years to come. That's what rules do. They build things out of dreams. They give the vague a real shape. They use energy to build things. Where have you been hoping instead of building? What parts of your dream have yet to be put into action because they make you feel something? Where do you float when you should be steering? The building blocks of your future are the things you do every day with unbreakable codes and things that can't be changed. And after you set them, after you say, this is what I expect from myself, the world starts to move in the direction you choose. You don't need a new dream. You need to raise the bar, one that makes you feel better, makes you smarter, and makes your heart stronger. Your dream won't seem so far away if you raise it, write it, and live it. It will stand firm in front of you, earned and measurable. Because a man who lives by a standard doesn't think about what will happen in the future. He makes it. Your standard is the sermon you give in silence. People may hear what you say once, but how you live will always be seen. What you do speaks louder than what you say. There is a lot of noise in the world, so the voice doesn't stand out. It shows what to do. Setting a good example of being consistent and moral can become a legacy. To explain, people don't listen. They do what the demonstrators say. Lectures don't make them change. They change because of who leads them. If you want to get people to do what you want, don't raise your voice. Raise your behavior. Let your life speak for itself if you want to motivate people. The most important thing is that the choices you make every day get heard. Even though words are important, character is what really matters. Becoming the right thing is not something that everyone can do. Only a few men are truly right. You have to show the world what you want them to hear. Do what your discipline tells you. Let your work speak for itself. Allow your grace to convict us. When you live up to your standard, it becomes the sermon that no one can forget. To lead, you don't need a title. You don't need a stage to cause change. You already have enough light to be seen. You should have a rule. Some people will notice when you quietly follow it every day. People pay attention to those who arrive early, who listens without passing judgment, works carefully, and acts with strength and silence. Take a look at the stone cutter. Every day he works by himself in the corner of the quarry. There is no crowd and there is no applause. He still hammers and shapes, though. Still, he keeps going. He doesn't need to yell. He doesn't need to brag. Great things are being said about his chisel. People who walk by stop and feel the weight of his discipline. They hear the tune of his skill. That's how you lead. No, not by force, but by promise. Not by convincing, but because of what's right. You do not try to get people's attention. You make it. You don't ask for respect. You live it. Think about it. What message does your life give? What do your habits say about you? What do you want to teach people with your time, tone, and consistency? If the only message someone ever heard was your life, what would they believe when they left? If you want to make the world a better place, you need to start inside yourself. Raise the bar, live by it in secret, and stand by it without being heard. Do it even if no one thanks you. Stand up for it when no one else is there. Over time, your life will become a beacon that helps other people find their way. Since the person with the loudest voice in the room doesn't always have the most important things to say. People who live by their standards in a way that is so clear, stark, and unmistakable that others can tell they are honest even when they aren't saying a word. There's already enough talk in the world. It needs more people who live the truth. More bravery was shown, more grace was used, and more men who choose to lead without making their standards clear, but by becoming it. So please, behave better. Let your life speak. Let your discipline speak for you. And let your standards show you the way. For a higher standard, you need to prepare more. If you live by mediocre habits, you can't expect to be rewarded for being great. Life doesn't give great things to people who want them. It gives it to those who are ready. The person who raises his standards also needs to get ready for them. You don't get ready for a chance when it comes up. You get ready a long time before, during the hours of practice that you don't see. If you want more from life, it will give it to you. The man who sets a high standard for others can't enjoy the comforts of the average. He can't just float along with everyone else and expect to end up somewhere unique. People wait for him to do things, read things that people don't care about, and train while people rest. To be great, you have to practice. Also, practicing isn't fun. Getting ready doesn't shout. It speaks in a low voice. It takes place alone. It doesn't promise a result or a reward right away, but that's what makes the man who talks about the future different from the who makes it. A high standard calls for a lot of work. There's no easy way out, no matter what. To become a great man, you have to live like you're already great. You need to act like the chance is already coming your way, because it will be one day. And when it does, you will either stand up ready or shrink back in shame. Take a picture of a violinist who practices every day alone in a small room. Not a camera. Only the strings, the bow, and his hard work. His fingers hurt and his mind is tired. Still, he keeps coming back. Then one night he has the stage all to himself. He also doesn't freeze. He flows. Because he paid for it behind closed doors. Preparation is the secret deposit that leads to clear success. The training that is done in the dark is what wins the battle in the light. The standard that a man must follow when no one is looking lets him. When everyone is looking at him, take the lead. Check to see where you aren't ready for the life you say you want. What have you left open for luck to find in the future? What would happen if you trained every day as if the chance was already close? Not as a if question, but as a when question. Goodness doesn't wait for you to catch up. People who stay at the head get a reward. It shows respect for those who live by their faith, those who were so sure of their calling that they got ready for it before it happened. It got there. Do not hold out for the call. Do not wait for someone to invite you. The cheers and the go-ahead. Get ready as if the call is going to come. Get ready for tomorrow as if the door will open today. Get ready as if your future self depends on how well you do now, because he does. The curtain will go up one day, the door will open all the way, the chance will come up. And there won't be any time to learn how to practice ahead of time. Either you'll take a bold step forward or you'll just stand there and watch it go by. Only those who are ready will rise. Being great will only belong to the person who respected the hours that were kept secret. So start today. Train for a reason. Focus as you read. Do your work with purpose. You can't be successful by accident, so set high standards for yourself and then become the man who lives up to them. It's the reward for working hard to get ready and waiting for the right time. Prepare. Get ready. And get up. To raise standards, you have to let go. You can't bring everything with you. Not every habit, not every faith. That's not all relationships. If you decide to raise the bar, you have to also decide what needs to be left behind. Behind because progress requires getting rid of things. When you hold on to the weight of your past, you can't rise. Old habits. No new reasons. It's easy to get stuck in old relationships that hold you back. You're used to these things, but they don't hold true to your future. When someone climbs a mountain, they don't pack for the valley. What he used to carry makes no sense in this season. He needs to bring light. He has to pick between comfort and growth. That choice hurts. It might hurt to let go. You might miss the things that used to help you or keep you safe. That makes sense. But it's always better to grow than to stay small and feel bad about it. It's better to hurt now for a future you hope for than to hurt forever over something. A future you gave up. You need to check your life like a shipwright checks a ship before it sets sail. What habits are making you feel tired? What do you do every day that takes up time? Make things less clear. Take away your respect. What friendships make you feel good but don't push you toward your calling? Someone who talks to your weakest side instead of your best self. This is the hot truth. You can't bring everything with you. And the climb will break you if you do it. It costs something to change, but it costs even more to stay the same. Think of a man getting on a ship to go to a new world. The captain looks him straight in the eye and only says what needs to be said. Man isn't sure. He looks at the little things from his past, the things that used to work to remember a different time. But he knows that the land ahead calls for a different version of himself, so he moves forward with fewer things to carry but more resolve. Think about what you need to let go of in order to rise. What habits, things, or people are holding you back from a better version of yourself? Adding isn't the only way to grow. It has to do with taking away. Before your life gets bigger, it needs to get simpler. Your present needs to be cut back before your future can grow. Raise your bar and then get rid of the things that don't stick. You are the standard, not just what you accept. Say it, live it, and let it clean up your space. It's also what you turn down. This is not mean. This makes sense. You're not giving up on the past. In honoring your future, you do this. That takes courage because you are making room for the man you are becoming. The guts to say, this doesn't serve me anymore. The guts to say that this no longer represents me. Being brave enough to say, I love you, but I need to grow. Because your fate can't be reached with the help of compromise. It's not in old cycles. It can be found in more power. So look inside and outside yourself, decide what stays and what goes, and then move. Lighten up, quicken up, see what you're doing. Let your journey speak for itself. Not what you were carrying, but what you were ready to give up. Nobody climbs because they have the most things. People climb because they need the fewest things. Being still doesn't help you grow. Letting go helps you grow. And when you do that, you make room on the path for great things to happen. Let go and get up. The things around you show what standards you have. The space you live in shows what kind of standards you set. It's not just background. It is a statement. When a man lives in order and beauty, he is not bragging. He is saying what he thinks about himself. What he says is not words. I'm important. My work is important. My life is important. However, the person who can stand disorder, mess, and decay even when there is no sound is saying the same thing. This is what I deserve. I'm going to let this happen. The world around you is not passive. It is turned on. It helps you learn. It tells you something. It either makes you smarter or less smart. Because of your habits and your mission, you need to build a temple. When you walk into your space, you should feel it pull you up, not down. If where you live makes you lazy, you'll start to be lazy. If it makes you want to rise, you will rise without any trouble. Take a look. What do you see? Do the things around you improve your vision or make it worse? Can you get to your tools? Is your desk empty or full? Do you have a structured or a disorganized schedule? Your room is not a storage unit? It shows what you put up with because it's a mirror. You should change your environment if it makes you weak, not tomorrow. Take away what's broken now. Get rid of things that are bad for your future and clean up what is dirty. Let go of things that don't belong in the life you're building. Put tools around you instead of distractions and inspiring things instead of noise. The things you see every day start to shape what you think. What you think makes you who you are. You're not just living in a room. You live in a mirror, in your desk, in your clothes, on the wall, your time, and your online space. It all says something. Everything tells you something. You should follow this. Do they scream excellent or careless? Do they move you forward or slow you down? If someone walked into your life out of the blue and judged how serious you were by how much space they took up, what would they come to? Picture going into the study of a famous politician. The room is still, and the books are where they belong. There were no distractions or chaos, just the quiet order of a man who takes himself seriously. His notes were ready, and his chair was set up in a way that made sense. You trust him, even though he hasn't said anything yet. You already know where this man is going. Just how serious are you? What does your space say? Would a visitor think you're on your way to becoming famous? Could they tell what you want, vision and respect? Or would they notice signs of drift, chaos, or delay? The place where you live is not everything, but it's the start. It makes the mood. It turns into a training ground. Soon, the things around you start to change the way things flow through you. Get clear if you want to write clearly. Sit in a straight line if you want to think deeply. If you want to be brave, put big reminders all around you. Make your environment better so that it fits your future. Every wall, object, and corner should show that you follow your standard. When you walk into your space, it will whisper to you, get up, because the things you let in don't stay in. It gets into you. It makes you who you are, and it either moves you forward or stops you. Pick today. What stays? How does it go? What needs to be raised? Turn your space into a sermon, a sign, or a standard, and notice how you feel when you do that. Having standards is important for self-respect. If a man breaks his word, he has no value for himself. You break your inner command every time you break your rule, every time you say one thing and do another. In a quiet way, the voice inside you slowly fades, and your power to lead people to act, to trust, praise, and compliments don't make you respect yourself. You have to be consistent with it. The world doesn't give it to you. It's earned by being quiet. It's formed by the choices you make by yourself without anyone else around. It's also one of the rarest kinds of money a man can have, to be sure of yourself when you walk into a room. No, it's not because you're better than other people that you should hold your head high. It's because you refuse to break a code. When you keep a standard, you'll be able to look in the mirror and see just the right amount of alignment. People will start to value your own standard when you do. But it's also true the other way around. If someone forces you to bend, if you give up when you're pushed, if you choose ease over honesty, or if your influence wanes, people will still hear what you say, but they won't believe it. Even though they might smile at you, they won't follow you. If a man doesn't respect himself, he doesn't have any power over himself or anyone else. Think of a builder putting down stones for a big building. No one to watch, no big deal. Only stone, bricks, and care. Sets each piece with great care. He checks twice. He lines up all the edges. He is watching, not because someone else is. The building is still there after many years, not because other people thought it was great, but because he wouldn't skimp. You must have the same honesty. Each choice you make is like a stone that builds your life. Picks for the weak make structures weak, but making tough decisions that meet your standards builds something that lasts. Where have you broken your own rules? When did you promise yourself something and then broke it? Where have you told me I would change but kept doing the same thing? You don't need to feel bad here. You can't fix what you want neat face, so this is the place to be clear and have a conversation. And you can't get higher if the base of your building is cracked. How would it feel to fully reclaim your standard without having to say sorry? How would it feel to say, this is who I am. I expect this. This is what I do, no matter the praise, pressure, or ease of access. You don't need other people to agree with your choice, but you need to prove yourself. You need to believe in your own voice again. What you do earns that trust, in doing something over and over, in the small wins that no one notices but make you stronger on the inside. Hold your line and fix the cracks in it. Bring back what you used to value, because your future will only get better if you are honest, and the person who won't bend his own rules is the one others trust to lead, build, to rise, not by force or flash, but by the pure power of living a life that is in balance. Get respect from other people and then keep it safe like a treasure. Because no one can take it away from you once you have it. What you let people do to you shows them how to treat you. People will learn how to treat you by seeing how you treat yourself. The world should start interacting with you the way you did. If you don't say anything about it, they'll think it's okay. If you don't mind being late, they don't think your time is worth anything. If you don't care about your own values, they will too. What you let people do is more important than what you ask for.